Hello, welcome in everybody. Everybody say hello, wave in.
Hello.
This is the end of the year Nerd Crew special. We decided to take a little note from some people over at Trash Taste and do our own 3x3s of the best things of the year. And so that's what we're doing today. The group
Yay.
made their 3x3s in about 10 minutes.
Today.
Yeah, today. They had to scramble together to get it all done. I got with me all of Nerd Crew, Jesse, Erica, and Tang,
Hey.
and myself. I got the 3x3s down here. I have gotten to take a peek at them just because I needed to get them from you guys. But
Cheating.
I didn't see too much. And Jesse's doesn't make any fucking sense anyway, so he'll have to explain his.
Mine
It doesn't make any
I-
sense.
I need to
Jesse's
see
doesn't make
this.
the ounce of sense. I don't even know what it is.
So the real question is, does anyone want to go first?
I
I guess.
rock, paper, scissors. I don't know.
Do we want to roll for it?
I mean,
Yes,
I'm
roll
hosting,
for
so
it.
I'll go first if you guys want.
All right.
It was kind of my
No.
idea, and I did watch the actual like Trash Taste VOD, so I understand how to do it. So
How this works?
Yeah, why don't you lead by example?
yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can take some notes. And
Yeah.
speaking of
No.
notes, this
No.
notebook is full of all the stuff because you guys were struggling to find stuff, and I have like a full ass notebook.
He says like his number one is his notebook.
It wasn't struggling to find stuff, it was trying to find the right stuff.
There is no right stuff.
There
There is
Listen.
We'll
I
see.
feel like
personal,
there is,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll
Listen.
judge.
personally correct things.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into it, though, how was your 2023, guys?
Actually
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad, but man,
Lot of stuff happened, but pretty
Yeah.
good.
lots of things happened.
You
and
were
we can
there
talk
for
about
most
it.
of it, so
We can talk about it for we can talk about it till the cows come home, but
I'm gonna
We
say
got a
2023
lot.
was shit, man. It was a rough
Yeah, I
year.
mean-
says the man with the how many pages of list.
It was a rough year, brother.
I'm refraining. I mean, I had some major issues this year, but 2024 is a new year, so
Yeah, I'm
I'm-
hoping 2024 is much better.
yeah.
I'm gonna
same.
pretend not to take that a little personal, but sure.
What?
2023
for
was-
him, okay.
Yeah.
It's a rough year, rough year. What are you guys drinking tonight? I got one of those German beers from the thing, and it is dark as shit.
Wish I had gotten that thing. I never went to actually go buy it.
I didn't actually get
Oh.
that.
Oh my
Drinking,
god.
I got.
drinking a
I got-
White Claw,
White Claw. What happened to you in
Oh.
2023?
and it's watermelon flavored.
I can't have that. It's on my
Pineapple Baja Blast Hard Mountain Dew.
Mm.
My man over here.
What? What?
Those are
And water. All right. Let's get
Listen.
into it. I'm gonna dive in. I
I'm
got
not water.
Makazi's right here. All right, you can see it. Look at it in all its gander.
Ooh.
Do we actually see it? Is that gonna just?
No, you're gonna have to
There.
watch to get it, unfortunately. But yeah, so I tried being as like different categories of things, but unfortunately,
Oh
as
my
you can
goodness
probably
gracious.
tell, anime was a huge part of my 2023.
I
Like,
see something
by
that I-
far.
I see something that I like.
Yeah. So like we got a couple anime on here, a couple games, manga, and some music, and a TV show. There was I'll go over the stuff that didn't make it onto the list right after, but just going
Yeah.
from is there
Runner- he's
anyone
runner-up.
you guys want to start anywhere? Or you want me to just go left or right?
Just wherever you feel like starting. man.
Wherever you feel like starting, because
Good
I see
list.
a lot of Jujutsu. I see like 3 folds of Jujutsu Kaisen already.
Well, yeah, going from left to right. I mean, I put Vinland Saga season 2 up there. That was just an excellent season. I mean, I've been reading the manga, so I'm ahead of it. And everyone in the anime community was really nervous about season 2 because it's a lighter season compared to like season 1, which was very action based.
I think that's what got me because I remember Vinland Saga being so action based in the first season that when they got to the second season, it got really slow.
Yeah,
I
because
had
it's
to
really
remember
a
what's
coming of
going
age
on.
story. So like the future of this show is also still going to be on the slower end, but there is some action sequences. I mean, it's a Viking anime. There's going to be a lot of
Viking
like, blood and death scenes and stuff like that coming in the future. Not giving too much away, but yeah, it's a cool anime. I was really happy they did it and they did it justice. I mean, an anime like this with not a lot of action, they were still able to pull off very good visuals and everything with it too. And kind of bleeding into that is I put anime openings here in the right because I've always every year that I've watched anime, I've always found like 1 or 2 openers that were kind of cool. It's like whatever. But this year, for some reason, I think part of it is because I'm sitting at work and I don't have access to Twitch at work. So I just put on YouTube, and I was just putting on tons of anime openings because this year there were so many good ones.
I'd have to agree with that. There have been some really good anime openings. And I
There's
know
too
you and I had
many.
just but that's it. Yeah, a lot of them were really good. Like the point where there's a lot of times where we'll be watching a show and it's like, oh, let's just skip the intro. You watch it a million times over. But
There
there's
are
some that are
others.
actually like, I don't mind sitting through and watching this. And
Mhm.
one of them was the Zom 100 anime opening. I love
Oh,
it. I
goodness
think it's a lot of
Lord.
fun. I'm hoping it gets nominated for anime opening of the year because it's fun. I love it.
I think they just released some. I think they released count two of.
No, they just finished the season. There's
just
three
finished it.
episodes. There's three episodes
Jesus.
to finish the season that it got indefinitely delayed for like 3 months, and they just released them on Christmas Day.
Right.
That's been a weird theme throughout this last like year and a half. Is a bunch of anime have gotten indefinite delays. And
Oh, we can also talk about
you
the
gotta
whole
wait for 'em.
MAPPA situation with Jujutsu
Mostly
Kaisen.
because
We
of
can talk about
Mappa,
that later.
yeah.
Well, not just Mappa. I mean, like the first one that really
Mostly.
got hit hard
Okay.
was Uncle from Another World. That one just like out of
right.
nowhere,
Netflix,
just like
yeah.
bang, it was cut off at episode like 6 or 7, and that's a Netflix show, and it just was gone for like 3-4 months, and then finally they were like, here's the last episode. And I'm like, thank you. 4 months later, I appreciate it. And then yeah, the Mappa anime have been having trouble, and also Zom 100. And I feel like there's another one that got a weird delay
Can you
too.
explain to me what a MAPPA is?
It's the
MAPPA
production
is
studio.
It's a production studio who did.
Oh,
Jujutsu
okay. I wasn't sure if
Kaisen.
it was like a genre of anime, like
No.
Kind of
like
is at
whatever.
this point,
Like
honestly.
an isekai and stuff like that.
It's a MAPPA's the Japanese company who did the production for Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a whole beef with it when it comes to underpaying their staff.
Yeah, the problem with
that's
them
been
is
going
basically-
around.
Underpaying and overworking.
Yeah.
they're one of the best studios out there right now in terms of like their visual quality and their sound quality and everything else. But yeah, they treat their employees like absolute dog shit, and that's why it's gotten to a breaking point where their actual like animators are going on Twitter and saying like, we need help.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
watch our show.
It's gotten that bad. So,
It got to a point where they're trying to. It got to a point where they're trying to take legal action.
They're not unionized, I'd imagine, at some
Yeah.
point. I don't know how that works in
I don't know
Japan
if
exactly.
Japan
They don't-
has unions.
They don't honestly do that for unionizations for Japan. I'm not 100% sure about the unionization effects, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact that they're very underworked and very understaffed.
Yeah.
So that's like Vinland Saga. The next one over is actually the band Ghost. I've heard of this band for years and years.
Yeah.
But I've only listened to a few songs here and there. My best friend always tried getting me into them. And I don't know what it was this year, but like this album came out this year, Imperia, I think is what it's called. And it's just like a 10 out of
Killing
10.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like peak Ghost, and it doesn't sound very much like their other stuff.
Yeah.
And so I went back and started listening to all their other albums. So I've actually listened like their whole discography like 20 times this year.
It's good.
And I realized that like I'm stupid for not getting into this band earlier.
Where
I
have
saw
they
them
been all my
live.
life?
I saw them live back in like I think 2018 when they were touring
Yeah.
with Iron Maiden, and they were phenomenal. I just for some reason I just never got into them, and then finally I gave them like a really deep dive, and I was obsessed for like the first 4 months of the year with Ghost, and I still listen to their stuff here and there.
No, they're good. That album, that was the first album that I bought for them back when it came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought the cassette tape for it, the little blue
Oh wow!
cassette tape for it, which I don't know
Nice.
why, but just makes it sound that much better because they have a very 80s rock vibe.
Well, not normally they
Um,
don't, but this album does.
This album
And
does
They
heavily,
said it was very heavily influenced by like 80s
Like-
metal. So
like Dio and shit like that. Like it's a
Yeah.
very fun little side fact. This Black Sabbath T-shirt was supposed to be a Ghost shirt.
Mhm.
Oh wow!
I went to, of all places, at 36 years old, I went to Hot Topic to buy a T-shirt. And they had this really cool Ghost shirt, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want this." So I bought it. I bought a large because that's usually what I wear. And I put it on. I'm like, "Why is it so tight? I don't understand why this large isn't fitting me. I haven't gotten that much bigger."
why are you? I'm wearing Black Sabbath. See,
Are you? That's
Black
funny.
Yeah, he's
Sabbath
wearing
works.
Black Sabbath.
I got
Tang-
mine at
Tang
Best
and I
Buy.
are wearing green. Apparently,
So-
we decided to match for everything.
So I bought the Ghost
It's a
shirt.
little-
I
it's a
put it
little
on.
bit
It was
of a
way too
thing.
tight. And I went to go return it. And I'm like, maybe I'll just see if they have an XL, I guess. And I returned it, and the lady's like, yeah, of course it wasn't going to fit. It's a girl's shirt. I was like, how the hell was I supposed? Like, it doesn't say women's anywhere in like the fucking store.
Yeah, Hot Topic
I just
doesn't
picked a really cool ghost shirt.
Yeah, they just separate by like this entire half of the
It's
store
basically by
is male,
genre.
and this is female.
Yeah, but like with the band shirts, it's like here's a wall of band T-shirts. Here's another section of band T-shirts. Apparently, this is women's.
Yeah,
they don't tell you that. They didn't tell me when I was buying it. So
Well,
I returned it. They didn't have another ghost shirt in men's. So and they didn't have an XL for any of the women's shirts because I would have just bought that. So I just ended up getting this.
So I had a friend a long time ago who told me when I had a couple. I have a bunch of band shirts that don't fit me anymore, and she was like, "Just make them into crop tops." So
Don't make them into crop tops. Make them into blankets.
So that's why I'm giving you that advice. Make them into crop tops.
Make them into crop tops, yeah.
Make them into blankets.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those shirts. If they don't end up fitting and I don't have kids, then I don't know what I'm gonna do with them.
Make them into flags.
Give it to me. I will make it into
Like
a blanket.
Little like pennants.
I don't want you cutting them up and shit. But anyway,
That's what you're supposed to do with blankets, dude.
As you make them into a crop top.
yeah.
Right? And you make them to a
As I cut
crop,
the
you
sleeves
tie it
off of
up.
this one.
I wasn't gonna make it. I was gonna send someone who did the same thing to my dad's t-shirts and did an amazing job with
Yeah,
it.
that's a pretty good looking little blanket though that he's got.
I'll
All of his
take
It
old shirts.
is.
To be fair, I do
Got,
also
like his little
have.
Harley shirts and stuff on it.
Send me that info later because I might have some t-shirts I might be doing that with.
I actually saw someone online. What they did with their old band shirts is they cut out the front and they just turned it into like a patch for a vest.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
that's not a bad idea
that's
either.
not
yeah.
bad either. But-
I've seen that. Yeah.
So going left to right, the next thing is anime openings, as I just said. There's
Yeah.
so many good ones this year, dude. Like I feel like even shitty shows are getting good openers at least, which is kind of weird. And so like, I don't know. At this point, it was getting that when you go on YouTube and look up like best openers of 2023, they have to break it by season because there's just so many good ones.
Yeah.
Whereas usually there's like 3 to 5 a year that are good. This year it's been like 40 have been good.
They really have brought out the like more artists that are really like refined.
Well,
in that
yeah.
craft.
Like, are there a lot of them like a bit more on the metal rock side nowadays?
Yeah.
I mean, they've always kind of been. I mean, with anime, but I've
Some of
noticed
them are-
in the last like couple years a lot more Japanese like rock and metal bands really
I
coming
know
out.
a couple. I know one of them is very obscure, and that's one on my list. So I'll talk about them in a bit
Yeah.
when I get to mine. But there's a lot of newest sounds nowadays with animes openings, and it has led to a newer genre of music, which is really great. I love it.
Yeah, man, I'm digging it.
I could
I'm
not, I
all
can't.
for it.
I don't think that there's one particular opening that I haven't hated.
Yeah, I mean the shows, even the ones they show here on this little clip art thing I found. I mean, I don't know what the one to the left is. I think that's the soccer anime, so I didn't watch that one. But the other two, fucking bangers,
that's
dude.
Blue
Both
Lock.
of them.
That's Blue Lock.
I was listening to them on my phone at work, and like when a doctor or someone walks by me, I just like flip the phone down so they don't see like an anime girl fucking dancing on my screen.
Because
I'm listening- I'm listening to Yasobi Idol, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like,
Yasobi is a good
I don't think
one.
I want them like looking over my shoulder.
Yasobi Idol is a very good one. I
Yeah,
love
that's
that
a
one.
that's a good one. That came out in winter, I think, so it was
Yeah,
early this
winter
year, and that kind of just
2023.
kicked off the year of like really good music. I mean, you'll see Jujutsu Kaisen had a bunch of ones. Vinland Sagas were super good. Let me see what else I found, because I was trying to take notes as I was looking up some
Chainsaw
of this
Man
stuff.
Chainsaw Man was a year ago. Never mind.
Yeah, well, Chainsaw Man was winter. They bled into this year. They were
Oh,
they had a good
right.
opener. They had a couple good closing ones, a couple weird ones.
Every episode had its own ending.
Yeah. Zaman Hunters was excellent. Attack on
All
Titan had a good
right.
one.
I'm
The
100.
Kenshin remake has a really good one. Let me see what else I wrote down. Revengers had a good one. Tomo-chan had a good one. Let's see who
Did you
else.
just like write a whole list of anime?
I was trying to remember which ones I watched this year. That's why I wrote
I
it
think
down.
Hell's Paradise was a good one.
Oh, yeah, Hell's Paradise had a good one, too.
Hell's Paradise. That was a good one.
So yeah, all of them. And actually, Jujutsu Kaisen had 2 openers this year because they did 2 cores, and both
Yeah,
of
they
them
did
were
2 cores.
fucking 10 out of 10. So
Yeah.
Spy X Family was a good one too. Actually, now I think
yeah,
about it.
I gotta finish Spy Family. I didn't finish the season. unfortunately.
Finish it.
I know. And then going down the list, the next one is I'm assuming this is on everyone's list, World of Warcraft. I personally put Season of
Maybe.
Discovery specifically because classic WoW, whatever. I sleep. Hardcore mode.
You love it. Don't fucking
Hardcore
lie.
mode I loved for
Until there are multiple deaths.
until the 5th time my shaman died to some bullshit, I was loving it. And then I was just like, I'm done with this shit, man.
Yep.
If I have to kill boars one more fucking time to get past level 2, I'm gonna lose
Oh,
my
yeah.
shit, man.
Most killed NPC of the year.
But
Boars.
Season of Discovery, dude. Whoo, Season of Discovery is so good, man. I can't believe that
It is fun, yeah.
they knocked it out of the park so well. And I know some people are online are bitching about certain things, especially like some of the runes not being as good as they could be, but it's like you can't make every character broken. You just got to let people fuck around with what they want to do, and maybe they'll make
Rogues are
these
supposed to be broken
runes-
by their very nature, so the fact that they didn't
Yeah.
make them broken is upsetting.
We were
Yeah.
we were just doing Wailing Chasm, and then we were breezing through it
Yeah.
with all the rules that we got.
Manning Wailing Caverns in the low 20s is actually not something I've ever done before.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. We're gonna be doing some crazy shit with this. If we get
Yeah.
like a 5th member, so we can round out our team, like that'd be great. I have a few coworkers who are playing. I just need to get them on our Discord and see if they want to play with us. But yeah. And then going to the next one. This one might be a surprise to you guys, but maybe not Erica. But like, I put 3 YouTubers here because it was really Pokemon Nuzlocke content is what that middle one is. I've been watching that
Oh.
shit since
Yeah.
January all the way till like a couple weeks ago. Anytime these guys put out Pokemon content and Nuzlocke content, I'm like eyes glued to the TV. Like I love it. And basically the 3 people are Jaden Animations, Alpha Red, and then Captain Kid. They have some
I've
like
heard
the
of Jaden.
best.
I haven't heard the rest of them.
They have other content too, but like their Nuzlocke content
that it-
is peak.
I know that Jaden is specifically like a content creator in
Well,
terms of animation.
Jaden has
Like-
worked with, I think, both of them on different things.
Yeah,
but
yeah. They
not-
work together a lot too. Yeah, there's a couple other ones that work with these guys, but I don't really like their content as much. These 3 are like the top. They're my top 3. So that's why I had to make this little like clip arty fucking bullshit to make it fit on the template. It took me like 6 attempts to make this stupid thing because it was just not fitting right. But yeah. Obviously, Captain Kid got my attention because he's got the little Squirtle as his his
I remember.
thumbnail and stuff. But like, yeah, so I've gotten some ideas from them for our own Nuzlocks, but generally, we did stuff that they haven't done, like a 4-player Nuzlocke with soul linking and stuff. None of that
I
came
haven't
from
seen
them.
that yet.
I heard of the idea of soul
Never
link
again.
from them, but we went to the extreme, and
Yeah.
I
I've
wish-
never seen somebody do 4-player
Yeah.
on that before.
Yeah.
I honestly wish that one of these guys would just watch our VOD and just steal it, because I'd love to see it done like at like a better level, like
Yeah.
for sure. So
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to
We
say
suck?
we were very
We could have
unorganized.
done better. We could have done better.
Yeah, and we could have done better. I will
Well, we
say
did
though,
I mean, considering how hard a 4-player Nuzlocke, like Soul Linked Nuzlocke is, we didn't do bad.
I will
Yeah,
say too.
I
this-
agree.
We got farther on the 3rd run than I think I even expected.
To that note
Yep.
though, I will say that these 3 get really fucking lucky with their Nuzlocks too. Like they get
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
high roll damages all the time.
Mm.
They pick like random Pokemon. They're also very knowledgeable, so they'll be able to like min max a lot of stuff. Whereas like for us, it's like when I was fighting the Elite Four, I was like, if I can just get a good hit on this guy, I can beat him. And then I get like a low roll, and then they crit me, and I'm like, this wouldn't have happened to Captain Kid. This is bullshit.
I mean, do we want to discuss the Tentacruel?
Yeah, the Tentacruel thing, man. All these guys would have gotten away first try. Not Jesse. Not Jesse. The most unluckiest Pokemon player in existence.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take that badge.
We
I
gotta
still
get you a
remember
fucking.
level 36 Tentacruel.
We gotta get you a trophy with a golden Tentacruel on top that just says
Can I
most
just say-
unluckiest player ever created.
Most unlucky, but at the same time, yeah, that Tentacruel, level 36 Tentacruel in that zone was a 0.4% chance to encounter.
Justify
put that
it,
one out there.
justify it
The
any
good
way you
enough.
want,
At
dude.
this point, it's a better question.
0.4% chance. Just saying. If I had
Justify
caught
it
it.
any way you want. Like anyone else would have just ran and been fine, but no, it's just like nah, bro.
I tried to run so bad, and it was like, nah, poison jab.
Yeah.
Nah, poison jab.
And if you'd gotten
Well,
that
you know,
goddamn
poison
Eevee,
jab.
you could have had the runaway ability. Actually,
I
at the time,
know.
I believe at the time you had smoke bombs, right? already?
I
didn't have it on a guide.
did, but I don't think it had it on the right Pokemon. I don't remember.
Yeah, you
honestly.
didn't
I'd
have
to
it
look back at the
equipped.
videos, but yeah, I think I did have Smoke Bomb. I just don't know if I had it equipped to anybody at that
You
moment.
didn't. It was still on your coffee, I think.
Yeah.
Then the next one to the right, that middle right section, is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. I put the Shibuya arc little thumbnail, but technically both parts of that season were just like the first season, if you watch it, you're like, yeah, this is typical shonen, whatever. Like, it's going to be some happy-go-lucky, you know, everything works out in the end kind of show.
Oh,
And then you watch
okay,
Season
wait,
2,
wait,
and you
yeah.
just realize from the first part, you're like, oh, something's wrong here. And then you watch the second part, and you're like, everything is wrong here. Like, it is just, it is such a good show, and I don't give a shit what the haters say, but, like, it is
There
an
have been haters
amazing
about it?
show. There are some hardcore haters for Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah.
Really?
Most
That's
people who hate the
interesting.
show hate it because
Oh, okay.
of the
You're not
map.
referring.
They hate it because of the Mappa situation, or they hate it because it's like, oh, my favorite character died, fuck this show, I'm done. And it's like...
Okay, that's
You-
not what I meant by that.
And yeah,
I
I'm
had-
kind of calling
This is
Erica out
a
a little
you
bit.
thing.
calling
Okay,
you out,
I
buddy.
see how it is, girl.
She's not the only one, but I am calling you out a little bit on that.
Ooh, wow.
Can you hear my side for a hot second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, go for it.
Try to
I
avoid
knew what was
spoilers
coming.
for the record. Try to avoid spoilers.
Spoilers for the record.
I
No, I
got
don't.
spoiled. I got spoiled by a few things that were going to happen in that season.
Mhm.
And it was more I didn't watch it because I already knew what was coming. Yes, technically, one of them was because I knew a favorite character of mine was not going to be there any longer. However, it was more to the fact that I already knew what was going to happen, what was going on, that I was just kind of done with being spoiled. Like, I was just like,
Okay.
I was done with it. So it's like, I already know what's going to happen. Why watch it, you know?
I will say
the-
to that
Yeah.
note, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is possibly the most spoiled anime ever to exist.
Basically,
I
next to
couldn't-
One Piece, honestly.
No, worse than One Piece, dude. I
Worse
couldn't
than
even
One Piece.
look at a screen without getting a fucking spoiler. I told Erica at
Hi,
one point
Becky.
I was
Okay.
getting one spoiler per day for like 3 weeks straight.
Uh-huh.
Just
You
by
got-
opening
you-
my phone.
You gotta get to the
Sorry.
right peep.
Becky's giving me bunny ears. Ow, ow.
Does
You
she
got-
know she's live?
Huh?
Does she
She's
know she's
back.
live?
She don't care.
Yeah, she knows she's live.
Yeah, but I know
Isn't
for a
there?
fact when it came to Jujutsu Kaisen specifically that it was like I did not read any of the manga specifically for this reason, and because I also knew a lesson because I did the similar thing when I did another anime, which was I think Hero of the Six Flowers, and I spoiled myself to a T, and I found out who the betrayer was and all that jazz, and I was like, "You kidding me? I really didn't expect this." And when they showed, like, yeah, I get it now.
I was able to avoid Attack on Titan spoilers for 2 fucking years, and I couldn't avoid Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers for 2 minutes. They were
That's why I
everywhere.
watched. This is
They
why I
spoiled
watched.
so much.
Like
This
the
is
Harry
why
Potter
I-
Snape kills Dumbledore bit.
Oh my
Running around
god,
at
we're
the
not
nail
talking
game.
about that one. That was a fun. That was one very massively graceful, and because it was the person read it so fast. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, well, because
So-
the book got leaked like 3 days beforehand or something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, we could talk about that the other day, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's was being
Becky's hijacking the stream, by the way.
I know with
Becky.
cat.
Tell Becky to
That's
go
all.
into the other room and make a 3x3 and come back.
Becky, go into the other room and make a 3x3 for the year. She said no.
And it can't just be just 3x3 of cats. It has to be like
It would be a
Other
3x3
things.
of just like different pictures of
You
cats.
know her is gonna be a 3x3 of cats.
Be 4 pictures
All
of each
Lex
cat
and
and then a picture of
Bane.
the 2 of them together.
yeah.
All of them just Lex and Bane together in like all 3x3s. Yeah, I can see that.
All it was gonna be is
Yeah.
Lex and
Lex
Bane.
and Bane in different
It'll be the
positions.
top left is Bean's face, then Lex's face, then their toe beans, then their ears, then their
Yeah.
butts, then their primordial pouches, and then it'll be like some cuddle pictures, and that's it.
That sounds pretty accurate, actually. Yeah. All right, babe. I'm sure the Bean is loving it, but he's
But
getting
yeah,
a microphone.
going
in
to
the
the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, man, it was malicious was the problem. Because a lot of the
Yeah.
mods would be like, you'd
Thank
pop
you.
it open, there'd be no spoiler warning, nothing. It'd just be like, it would be a picture of the person already dead and be like, you'll never guess what happens in Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 59. I'm like, dude, I already know because you just fucking showed me. I
No
can't even
articles
scroll
that post
fast
online.
enough.
Hate it.
I couldn't
I've
even
already
scroll
been
fast enough, man. I know season 3 and season 4 spoilers already. That's
Yeah.
how
I
bad
do
it is.
too.
Oh,
That's
I
how
don't.
bad it is.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go for the Reddit?
Everywhere, dude. I'm scrolling through
No.
Facebook,
No, it
picture pops up.
It happens with all the Marvel shows and stuff. The same problem. Like you go on Facebook and
Really?
somebody posts an article, and the
I
article's
must
like,
have, I must have really good
died, and it has a
algorithms.
picture of him, and you're like, bruh.
Yeah.
I might have just really good algorithms when it comes to my
You might.
my search queries.
My algorithm is now screwed though because one of them showed me one of the spoilers that I already knew, but because I saw it and it's like, oh, you watched this, it means you like it.
Now you're gonna get a
more.
bunch.
Yeah.
But a lot of them don't
no.
have. They used to do it where it was like spoiler alert for a few seconds before it revealed
Reveals
anything.
it?
Nothing anymore. It just goes right into
Out
it.
to a
I'm just
YouTuber
like,
that pops it goes, hey guys, this guy just died in this show.
right. Like,
Yeah.
It's insane.
it's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, it's annoying because,
I
like,
agree.
for me personally, it started when I think what happened was legitimately I have my phone next to me. You know, I'm streaming Crunchyroll onto our TV, and I think the phone knows that I watch anime, so it gives me anime content. And 90% of anime content over the past like 3 months has just been Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers. That's all it is. So like it'll like I'll
Wow.
flip through, like, for example, I'll give you an example. I'll flip through Facebook, and every once in a while I'll see like something random where it's a guy talking about like a comic book, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting because I'd like to know what happened to so and so in the comics. And they take that and they're like, I bet this guy likes manga too, so give him a manga thing. But what they don't realize is the content is a guy, again, just a picture of a dead body, and it's like this guy dies, and I'm like, I can't even scroll fast enough. My brain like processed the whole thing, and I'm
Mix
like,
it up, yeah.
I saw the title just said dead, and I saw the body on the ground, so even it was so bad. I cosplayed as what is the guy's name? Gaku Ganji, I think, the principal from the Kyoto school in Jujutsu Kaisen, the old man.
The old guy with the eyebrows.
Yeah, I just wanted to look up real quick to make sure I put the pants on correctly, that I tied him correctly. So I just Googled his name, and the first thing that popped up was, did this character do this? And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And that still hasn't happened yet. That's going to happen next season. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I already know a season 3 spoiler because of that. And I was just trying to look up a picture of him. And that was the first thing that popped up on Google search, was what he did. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me, man. So it's just like, it was unavoidable. It was destructive. And like, the worst part is the manga, I'll say, Jujutsu Kaisen is so bad that I just read the author has decided to end the manga because he's getting so many death threats now from people.
What?
Yeah, I just read that like a week ago.
Fucking
I did not know that.
The
my
manga's going to
goodness
come to an
gracious,
end, and he said he's tired of him getting death threats, and like other people in like the production and like the background stuff getting a lot of threats, because again, he's not pulling punches, he's killing off a lot of characters, and people like the characters, and so they're just like, oh, you better not kill this person off, or blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, you're not writing the story, fuck off.
yeah.
Go
Well, that's
write.
the problem is they're not just in, like, they don't just like the character, they like the character, and the show is like 80% of their personality, so they feel, you know,
But
they take it personally.
Typical anime fan.
Honestly,
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
that's
pretty
any
much.
look up any parasocial like attribute.
Yeah, it's just that, like, yeah, I read that the other week that he came out and said, like, yeah, I'm gonna work on the finale of the manga because I don't want to deal with.
Sure, he's
like,
gonna
that
get
stuff
even
anymore.
more death threats from that.
He might. I mean, like, think of the
What do you
Attack on
mean we're ending
Titan.
it?
The Attack on Titan author, people didn't like the ending of the manga, so they started like threatening him and shit, and then changed the fucking ending. So he gave
That's
in.
stupid.
So he changed the ending for the show, which personally was better.
Oh, was it?
It was one particular thing that was changed, but
Yeah.
yes, apparently it was like they thought it was the biggest deal in the world, and so they changed it.
But the problem is that he changed it. So now everyone thinks, if I bitch enough, they'll change it. It's the Sonic effect.
What I want.
It's the Sonic effect. You got ugly Sonic, they bitched enough, they're like, all right, guys, we'll change it. So now anytime a
That was a
company
good
does
change,
something
though.
people don't
It
like.
really needed change.
But that's the
Like
problem.
those Sonic movies are
now
actually pretty good.
everyone justifies that. Oh, I don't like
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna start a Twitter hate group until they
Yeah.
change this thing.
It's the
And
same thing with like fan casting and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, it's getting nuts now, you
Yeah.
know. Just let people make their movies and their content and then enjoy it and watch it. And if you don't like it, then don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's not
Alright.
hard.
So enough about Jujutsu Kaisen. The next one is another anime.
God damn it.
On the bottom left, Shangri-La Frontier. This I legit looked at this
yes.
show. I watched like the first episode and was like, it's just gonna be another Sword Art Online bullshit clone. And like I've been hooked, dude. The opener is fantastic.
Good.
The ending, fantastic. Every episode has been a 10 out of 10 in terms of animation, storytelling, characters. Like everything about this show is like a 10 out of 10. And I'm like, I'm all for it, man. I love every minute of it. If they could just lower the pitch of the rabbit's voice just like 1 octave, it would be like it would be godsend.
That's a 9.5 out of 10 right there.
It's
right?
a 9.9 out of 10.
9.9
No,
out of 10.
dude, I
She's
have.
adorable.
She is
What are you
cute, but
talking
like
about?
when you have the volume on a little too high, because you know sometimes you have to have the volume on a certain amount to hear stuff through apps.
I need it.
It's like everyone is fine, and then she talks, and it's like ear piercing sometimes. When she,
Like your neighbors are like, what the fuck are they?
She's a
Yeah.
bunny.
Yeah, no, again, like she's cute and everything, but that is my literal only complaint about that show. Everything else, phenomenal. Like it's such a great show. I'd recommend it to anyone. I may start reading the manga on that one because it is out, although I don't think it's very far. And I also think I'm
No.
going to start reading the manga on Jujutsu Kaisen just because, like, if I'm going to be spoiled, I might as well spoil myself at this point. I'm still going to watch it because I love the animation. I love the action scenes. And I'm not a big fan of reading action scenes because my brain doesn't compute them very well.
That's where I know
But-
her. Okay, I know where
Yeah.
she's at.
When
I know
you look
the
at-
actress who did the. I was looking up the actress who did the who
Bunny?
did Emil, the bunny.
Mhm.
She is Milim from I Reincarnated Slime. She's Philo from Field Hero.
Oh,
So that's
that
why I
makes
remember
sense.
her.
Philo has that same problem.
Oh,
Every
Yeah,
once in a while, her
yeah.
voice is just a little too squeaky, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Bring it down to not 1 octave. Just one little octave, please. But yeah, no, show is phenomenal. If you haven't watched it yet, you gotta go watch it.
Yeah, she's
Except
in
for
a lot
Jesse,
of
because he doesn't
things.
watch anime. I see you shaking your head over there.
I watched Dragon Ball Z, all right? That's
Ah.
anime.
That's the
We gotta go
only
back to doing our
thing.
My Anime list for Nerd Crew
Anime.
because, like,
Yeah,
We
half the shows for this year are gonna be 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm
I'm
We
gonna be
have
like,
to-
"Eh, it looks all right, but like, let me get a Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop gets the whatever I gave it, the 3 out of 10 or whatever the fuck.
11.5 out of 10.
I was actually talking to
Alright.
a friend of mine, and he agrees with me that the live action is better than the original
Really?
anime. Yeah,
I thought the live action was fun. I enjoyed it. I think again it was the issue with the fans. The fans killed it because they were like, "Faye's boobs aren't big enough."
the worst
Hey,
part
that
is
was one complaint.
It was. No, it was a legitimate complaint that people had. They were like, "Yeah, but Faye's supposed to be like, yeah, but come on, who cares? Like, she's doing a great job,
Mhm.
and it's like a good story. Like the Ed thing at the end was kind of weird, but you know, whatever."
yeah. I'm sure they would have worked it in though. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I just feel like people dogged on it too hard. It got canceled, and then immediately when it got canceled, there was a petition going around to get it non-canceled, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where were you guys 5
You
minutes
did
ago?
this.
Like
You-
somebody
yeah.
other than Netflix
You
basically
reap
has
what
to
you
do that at this
sow.
point.
Yeah,
They
it's-
reap what they sow. If the fans didn't like it, and they bitched
Well,
about it, and they got
The problem is
canceled,
that
and now
the local
no, no.
fans got it canceled, and the other fans who just quietly enjoyed it were then like, "Hey, what the fuck, guys?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just like One Piece doesn't have that same problem.
One Piece is universally being loved, but everyone is terrified when they introduce Chomper because they have no idea how he's going to look, how he's going to act in the live action.
CGI.
And as a OG Chomper hater, I think he will ruin that show. I think he will ruin that show if they live action him for sure.
Oh.
I don't know how they're
Most
gonna
of
do it,
arm.
but they're gonna ruin that show. if
Yeah,
they
we
live
can see the
action.
arm and the little boy.
I
Alrighty,
think personally,
so
for One Piece, the live action, they may just leave it and be like, no, we're not doing more. We just did this to get people to go read the manga and watch the anime. Because
No,
Well,
I think-
but it was such a huge hit. They're gonna
I
keep
think-
going. They have
I
to.
think it got renewed. I think it did get renewed.
Yeah.
I would look that
I
up.
remember seeing it getting renewed. But let me look it up.
Look it up while we're talking about
As
it. But
someone who not only watched the live action but decided to binge watch all of One Piece.
All?
Oh, dude. I looked at the Crunchyroll app, it said
Oh.
episode like 50, and then 3 days later it was like episode 750, and I was like, what the fuck, man?
Jesus Christ! Did you just not sleep for a month?
Actually, no, I did not.
She did what my younger brother. She did what my younger brother did when he started watching One Piece. Play it at 1.5 or 2 point speed.
Yeah, so all the voices were like a little bit higher.
No.
Right.
You get
but
through each
yes,
episode in 15 minutes.
Let her
I
talk,
think
let her
I'm-
talk. What are you saying?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so I did happen to skip a lot of the fillers, and there is a lot of them. All right,
Fillers are a
I
thing
did
in
watch the
old
movies
shonen.
in between. I was tempted to, but I did not.
Mhm.
So I went straight into watching them. And when you actually, go through, when you don't go through the intro or the outro, and that they skip that little time where they do like commercials and whatnot. The show's like less than 20 minutes each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most
It's
episodes.
24.
are like
It's
anime
24
style.
minutes roughly.
You have a lot of time between, after dinner, in between, when you have an hour break for work, or in between, okay, you keep spelling clip wrong. And it's
Focus.
It's a meme
just
now.
it's just a placeholder.
Meme now.
It's just a
All right.
placeholder.
And-
It's because I have a new
Between
setup
that
and my mic is in front of my keyboard, so I'm trying to
Stop.
I'm trying to type while not looking. All right, give me a
Okay.
fucking break.
And between between after dinner and before you go to bed at maybe midnight, or you stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning,
Mhm.
you've gotten in like
40
20
episodes.
yeah, like 20 40 episodes depending on what you're
Roughly.
watching. So
Insane.
So,
Insane.
yes, in an entire month, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, every day watching something, especially weekends.
I
when you
gotta
had
map
nothing to
that out.
do.
Hold on.
You
I gotta map that. How many episodes are there? 1,046, right?
Let me look up.
Yeah.
Let me
I'm,
look up
fucking,
Hey,
I'm not a
releasing
One Piece
episode.
fan.
Huh?
I'm not a One Piece fan. I don't know.
Oh,
Not yet.
1,888
We're still releasing
at
episodes,
the
right?
current moment.
Yeah, they are.
what is it?
1,088.
1,088, and you did that in 31 days. Let's say for a long month, right?
Yeah.
31 days. That is 35 episodes a day.
What?
Now let's say you're only awake 16 hours,
Minusing
right?
fillers too. So we're minusing all the filler episodes, the recap
Actually,
episodes.
yeah. So that's
That's
crazy.
less.
That's 2 episodes an hour for 16 hours a day.
This-
It was probably more than a month. I remember it was like a couple months, but like two to 3-ish. But still, it was insane. Every time I'd open up Crunchyroll, it'd be like another 200 episodes skipped. And I was like, holy shit, man. Like,
Where did she even find the time?
not sleeping, apparently.
I made the time.
Yeah.
Is that meme I see? Like, how do I make
I
time for
called you
this?
out, by the way, Erica.
Sleep.
You know.
Yeah,
Say that again?
exactly.
Becky called you out. She's like, "That's Erica's," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Insane. Fucking insane, dude. But,
I
yeah.
know.
Going back.
I did the
Anyway,
I get fully invested into a
next time you're
show.
listening to that?
Even if I've watched it, I will do it. I'll go into it at another
Yeah,
time.
no,
though.
but I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's
It takes a.
Yeah, I binge
Because
stuff
also-
too, but it's not
Yeah.
fucking 1,000 episodes long. Everything I watch is
yeah,
like
it's
24.
daunting. Like I don't even want to
Darling.
start because I looked at that and I was like, "That's a lot of commitment."
Plus,
No,
this is
but
where I
see,
was going with
Matt
though.
knows my obsession with like Inuyasha and how I just sat for like 2 weeks and watched the entire thing.
Yeah,
This is what I'm trying to say though. The reason why I think that One Piece isn't going to get a lot of live action love is because one, they're not going to want to do it too long because the actors are going to, age out. But
They're
two,
gonna age
because
out,
they
yeah.
just announced they're rebooting the anime. So I think they made this as a way of getting people to go watch the reboot, which is probably going to condense it, get rid of the filler and the bullshit, have better
Probably glad
animation.
we didn't. It was just another 1,000 episodes.
It's still going to be like
I
1,000
can't believe
episodes.
they're rebooting it.
I'm just saying it's gonna be better quality this time because the first like 500 episodes, they ain't the
No,
best.
the East Blue season. Listen, gotta talk. It was made back in what? Early 2000s?
So is Cowboy
Like
Bebop.
90s, early 2000s? So yeah, the animation obviously.
So is
has-
Trigun. So is Sailor Moon. Better animation.
So with
all of them.
They
Detective
look
Conan.
fantastic.
They all did get reboots, but
The problem is they had the same people animating it that they had when it started, and they just never changed their style.
True.
So it just stayed the same.
Not the same with One Piece though, because over the years they changed the style a lot.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they changed it to better. It gets really good.
Yeah, the
I
new
don't
stuff
know,
is clean as shit. But
I'd have to look at it. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna try and watch it. Like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z has
and
enough
that's fine.
episodes. I'm
But
good.
go to
Yeah,
like the first few episodes of One
1999.
Piece and then watch like the.
I thought you said
Random
One
Wild.
Pace at first. I was like, definitely not One Pace.
Wow.
My words are together, yeah. And then watch like the whole new season of like first few episodes of the new season of One Piece, and you'll see such a tremendous difference.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm really curious now here.
All
Just really quick, how many episodes there are in the total of Dragon Ball franchise?
Oh, it's probably like 1,000 plus, easily.
Yeah,
I'm trying
probably
to
the
see.
same
So
with
Dragon
probably-
Ball,
One Piece.
Dragon Ball had 153 episodes.
291, I think.
Dragon Ball Z has 291, and GT had only 64.
So what's over close to 500 episodes?
That's what's it like 300, 450, like 500 episodes?
Yeah.
But you
That's
also have to-
not counting the new stuff. The
Yeah, I was
Dragon
gonna say,
Ball.
you gotta include Super, which is still ongoing.
Dragon Ball Super. Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Let me see. So, if you're not
What about-
counting Kai, 798 as of 4 years ago. So that's not even right.
Yeah.
So it's probably about in like the 850s, 900 range. It's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, moving on. My next
Anyway,
one
yeah.
is actually a manga. I wanted to at least get one manga. I had like 2 or 3 that I got obsessed with this
we're
year.
looking at that one.
But this one, the one in the bottom middle, is Kaiju number 8. Like this is a
that's
newer
really
manga. I
Is
really
it a kaiju anime manga?
It is. It is basically a guy becomes a kaiju and has to use his powers to kill other kaiju.
Right.
And, It's pretty fucking sick. I love the animation style of it and everything. And I can say that because it's already been announced for an anime for next
they
year.
just announced the anime for it.
And
I
it's
love
gonna
me a
be
good kaiju.
the first trailer got me a little worried. I'm like, oh, I don't know how they're
do.
gonna animate this. But I saw the second trailer and it looks fucking good. It's gonna be really good. This one's gonna explode.
It's scheduled for it's scheduled for spring. So.
I will say the only problem with this is there's only I think 9 manga out. So the first season's probably going to cover like 5 or 6 of them, and then you're going to have to wait another year or 2 for the next batch.
At the time of this recording, it's actually 11 volumes out.
Is it 11?
Well,
Do
in
I
Japan,
have all
it is.
11?
That's a
I thought I only had like 9. So yeah, maybe they're only in Japan, but I'll have to take a look.
the latest one got released on December 4th.
Oh, then yeah, I don't have that one yet. But that's just a really good manga. I'm enjoying it. It is an action manga, so I'm super excited to see it in anime form. I had other manga as like runner-ups that I got kind of obsessed with, but like this was the one that I was like, every time we went to the store, I went to the kaiju section and I was just like, please have another one, please, and then there was nothing because it's like every couple of months it gets released. So, and then last is 30 Rock, which Erica got me into like a couple months ago. And yeah, I've been loving it, man. It's funny as shit. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. It's something people have told me to watch this show for the last like 15 years of my life, even though it's probably not been out that long. But I just feel like everyone's always like, "Oh, you haven't seen 30 Rock? You should watch it." And then finally, we just sat down and actually watched it, and it's actually really good.
Becky and I, when Becky came to visit, we started playing it right in the background, watching it, and Matt's like, "What are you guys watching?" We're like, "Oh, 30 Rock," and he sat down and watched with us, and he's like, "Oh, this is actually good."
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It has me
I've never been to
gut-bustingly
myself,
laugh.
but
So we watch an episode every day, usually when we're eating dinner. So it's like
it's one of those shows I definitely want to try and watch. And there's one thing I do say I will remember from the show because like I've watched episodes kind of sporadically here and there.
Yeah.
The one is he Mormon?
This
The really
this guy,
prim,
right?
the really prim proper guy with the short blonde hair,
Yeah.
Kenneth?
bowl cut.
Oh.
The one who's like alluded to through the entire series to be God or the devil or something. Immortal? Is that
Page.
Stop yelling.
He's
You're
what?
peeking.
Yeah, you're peeking. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Kenneth the Page.
Yes, that guy is my favorite character on that show, hands down.
But yeah, that show's really good. So this has been basically my 3x3. Like I said, I had some runner-up stuff. Like I was tempted to put Treasure Planet on there because I finally watched that for the first time, and that was super good. I was tempted to put Pokemon Soul Silver on there because I had like a realization that I actually don't like Pokemon Soul Silver anymore.
They ruined it for you.
Thanks to the Nuzlocke, it ruined it for me. I just realized how much bullshit
No.
that game is and how much stupid shit you have to do just to get the good Pokemon. Like all
Yeah.
the stuff being like
Mhm.
locked behind endgame and stuff like that.
Yep.
For manga, I had Yakuza Reincarnation and Goblin Slayer on here because I've been like reading that
Oh right.
very heavily. And
Surprised
then
them- yeah.
yeah, and then for YouTube, I also had Phoenix Resale. He's literally just a guy who goes around and like buys used games and resells them. But for some reason, I like
Yeah.
obsessively have been watching him for the last like year.
I watched a couple guys like that on
Like-
for like regular thrifting stuff.
Yeah,
But
like very heavily been watching that. And then yeah, other than that, for anime, I also had Trigun Stampede on here because even though a lot of people hated the show, I thought it was like fantastic. The animation style was a little weird. They did a little bit 3D stuff in there, but
Yeah.
but the story
I
is
still haven't watched it.
fucking fantastic. So much better than the
Yeah.
first one because the first one didn't have a fucking story. It has the same.
So much better than the first show.
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah. It's the
That's
same.
a hard take, man.
This is
It's a hard
so,
take.
I have the same opinion that I did with Cowboy Bebop. Is that the first show doesn't have a story? It's just an episodic, like typical '90s, early 2000s like cartoon. Whereas
Yeah.
the new one actually has a story you can follow through the entire like series.
I will. Yeah, it's more episodic. The first one. I will. It does have a story. The only problem is they never finished it, and that's why, like, it doesn't really matter. The story is not important because they never give it like a really good, like an actual finale.
And I will say for Trigun Stampede, the way it ended makes me think that there's going to be more, that there
Yeah.
might be another season,
I'll have to watch
and
it.
I hope there is. But yeah, there's other anime on here, man. I watched and we talked about them when we were talking about openings and endings and stuff. But yeah, generally that was my year. Like I told you, I had like 19, 20 things on this fucking list. I had to like dial it back. I did
Yeah.
not have
I know.
that much trouble coming up with stuff this year, but
Um,
I had trouble dialing it down.
A quick side, since we're still on the anime topic, really quick, because I was just looking up the stats for Dragon Ball Z
Okay.
as a franchise. I know, and this caught my eye. The longest single fight in Dragon Ball Z.
Frieza,
Anybody?
right?
The Goku Frieza fight. Can anybody guess how
Yeah.
many episodes it was?
I think it was
I wanna say
50
like 15.
something.
13, yeah.
Just the fight by itself. Did you just say 50, Matt?
I thought it was like the whole thing. I would go with
No, just the individual final fight between Goku and Frieza
okay.
13.
on like the
wasn't it?
exploding Namek.
13, 15.
I would guess at least like 10 to 12, yeah.
Yeah, it's 19 episodes.
Holy Jesus!
I
It's
don't
like half
remember
the season
that
is
being
just that
that
final fight.
much. I don't remember it being that much.
19 episodes. 19 22-minute episodes.
I mean, it felt like 2 years for me. So
it
felt
really
like
did, yeah.
Longer, honestly.
you know what? It's just a random side note. When it comes to first off, I noticed there's not a lot of gaming
7
in here,
hours,
but
by the way.
a random side note.
Yeah.
I was watching when I watched the Trash Taste episode where they were doing this. They had mentioned the new Super Mario remake.
Yes,
the,
RPG.
the RPG remake, and he said
Uh-huh.
something that caught me off guard. Where he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm so glad they made a short game. It's just a 10-hour game." And I paused and I was like, "That game took me 4 years of my childhood to beat. Like, what the fuck was I doing for 4 years that I couldn't beat that fucking game? It's a 10-hour game." Like, it makes me want to go back and play the SNES just to see maybe it was that much harder, and then compare it. Because when he said that, I was like, "No way." I always thought it was at least a 50-hour game. That's why it took me so
No,
long as a kid.
at the
But
time,
apparently, I was just
usually
fucking
with
stupid.
usually with SNES games, like older generation games, doesn't really last that long.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
they only
right.
have so much memory that they can work with, yeah.
It threw me off, man. I was just like, no fucking
They
way. that
added
game's only
they
10
added a
hours.
lot more with the remake.
They added a lot more
What I
easy
heard.
stuff. They made it easier to make
Mm-hmm.
it go faster too. So, but yeah, that's my 3x3. Any comments, questions, any last minute stuff before I go to the next one?
Any
Yeah, I think that
game
was pretty good.
specifically?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good list.
when I was
You gotta
making this
tone it
list,
down.
yeah, when I was making this list, I thought I was gonna have more games on here, and then I wrote stuff down, and I was like, "There's a lot of anime on here." Like,
Yeah.
it's just.
Anime has true.
I had 2 games on mine, so I can't really, you know.
I just felt like I did a lot of gaming
I
this
have
year, but
one, but had another one as well.
it was
Had
like
them
none of the
around.
games really like hooked me that hard. Like even
Yeah.
some of the ones I still want to play right now, they haven't like gotten me obsessive over it or anything. So, but yeah, that's it. So does anyone want to go second, or should I pick at random?
I'll go.
Erica wants to go second.
All right,
Erica has volunteered. That's tribute.
I have volunteered as tribute.
here you go.
Okay. So mine was a little bit more personal.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I used a lot of my own pictures for a lot of this stuff.
Mhm.
The first one though is a webcomic or webtoon webcomic that I read a million times over, I feel like, and then I found out they were making an anime of it.
Oh.
It's why what was it called? Why Raeliana ended up in the Duke's mansion.
Did the anime come out already?
Yeah, the anime
Yeah,
already came out,
Oh, okay.
and they're already working on
Season 2, I think.
season 2 of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
remember seeing this
Yeah,
one.
why Raeliana ended up in at the Duke's mansion.
Yeah, I remember seeing
and
this one.
But I remember reading it, and like I read it, like I still have it on my phone to read it anytime I wanted. But I remember reading it over and over again and really liking it. I was one of the first few times I fell in love with the idea of, I guess because a lot of the isekais that we watched are a lot of the male versions of guys getting either reincarnated or ending up in a new world.
Mm-hmm.
This was a more romantic side to that, more of a female version, I guess, if you will. And there have been quite a few of those out in the webcomic series, especially. But this one, I don't know why, particularly drew my eye, and I really liked it, and it opened me up more into that kind of genre. So I now have read a bunch of them that I really, really like. A lot of them are more either person who ended up in a miserable life, dying, and then coming back to like 10 years in the past trying to fix it again, things like that.
Yeah, there's some anime doing
I,
that now too.
some of it involving getting revenge on the people who screwed them over, and others just kind of a restart for them. But it ended up being really good. And when they made this one into an anime, I was so excited. Like every time the new episode came up, I sat and watched it. And so that's why this one particularly is on my list, because now they're doing more of them. Not only as anime, but as K-dramas or Japanese dramas. One of them is called Marry My Husband, and I just found out that they made a K-drama of it that's coming out January 1st. So in 2 days, I'm going to be sitting there watching it on Amazon Prime. Like, yes! Because it's also another one of my favorites. And so that is why it's there on my list.
Alright.
The next one is a picture of me with a little bouquet and my ears. One of the big things that happened to me this year was, of course, being engaged. Technically, it happened the end of the year, but starting the whole thing with that, and one of the big things that happened was picking out my dress. Which is why I'm there with a little yes bouquet, saying yes to the dress, so to speak. But that particular weekend had a lot of ups and downs, more ups than downs. But
Stories.
yeah,
The stories.
yeah, the stories. To kind of give a short version of it, I was very happy to have my sister-in-law, come and help me pick out my dress. The first half of it was going really well, and then one of the stores I went to made me feel very uncomfortable in my own body, to the point where I felt very shamed, to the point where I ended up crying leaving that store, and just felt like it had ruined most of the rest of that day. But they ended up calling me back, apologizing for their person that I had as my, I don't know what to call it.
Could have been fired.
Yeah.
It's a big brand. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like this is
I'm not gonna name stores or anything like that, but they called me back. Ended up taking me to a better part of the store, really sitting there working with me, helping me. I gave them the chance though, because honestly, I was on the edge of whether I was gonna do it or not. But
Yeah, better person than us, because I can tell you right now, the rest of us would have been like, yeah, fuck that place, fuck that.
yeah,
Not going back.
100%.
They can kiss my ass.
If you had read the scathing review my mother left for them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But
it's funny though, because I did tell Erica this, that like I have a coworker who went to that store for a different reason, to get a dress, but not like a wedding dress. And she said the same thing, that they're just a bunch of assholes over there. So it was like, when I told her the story, she's like, yeah, I'm not surprised. They treated me like shit too. And I was like, oh, so
not
it's just
surprised.
the store as a whole is just a bunch of, bitches.
Yeah. But I did end up giving them a chance, and the person who I worked with was absolutely amazing and made me feel like it was actually worth coming back, and I ended up picking my dress from them. So it worked out in the end. Yay. I didn't put any pictures, just me saying yes.
That would have been funny if you did, though.
I would have put a picture of the dress I didn't choose. I was debating on it, but I chose this picture instead. But honestly, that whole experience was a whole weekend. Seeing my sisters, doing that whole stuff, the stuff that we did there, the whole
Strippers,
ups and downs. You know what?
Say
It was
strippers.
really, yeah. Yeah, we got on a party bus with a bunch of male strippers and went to Buc-ee's, But yeah, the whole experience is something I won't forget this year, and which is why it's on my 3x3. That the picture was also in general, the whole planning for this stuff. I'm having a good time. I feel like being ahead of the curve and whatnot. That we're doing a great job with it, but there's just that particular weekend was a big part of my life for this year. So, as you can see, I added our Nuzlocke.
Yes.
That was
Why?
She came in second place. That's why.
I know.
No!
Well, I hope that everyone learned from this experience, and that learning process should have been that maybe you guys should have tried a little harder.
That's why I put it on my. That's
Listen, maybe
why
we
I
shouldn't
put it.
play the game anymore.
The people love it, dude. They love the fucking Nuzlocke content. We're doing
They
another
do.
one.
This people right here does not love it.
Maybe you should practice. Maybe that's your.
Well, that
your
was one of the
problem.
reasons why it was on our 3x3. It was fun to play together like this
fun.
as a group,
Mhm.
but the whole experience itself was a very much a learning experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead
You know,
and
there's
keep
a
talking.
lot
I'm
of-
gonna grab another drink real quick.
There's
Yeah,
a
go for
lot
it.
of things I definitely think we could have maybe as a group done differently. Me personally, I know I could have done differently. And, I know it sounds silly, but as much fun as it was, I think the idea of the 4-person Soul Link was very, very difficult. And I feel like it would just would have been better if we were all just playing together.
Not
Also-
Soul Linked?
Yeah, not Soul Linked.
Oh, yeah.
And, that we, even if someone was ahead, that we gave them a chance to let the other people catch up. Because while Matt and I were always all the way in front, you guys were so far behind. I feel like we should have at least kind of gone through it together. I know we were doing like points and whatnot. To who
Yeah.
got there
Yeah, it was a
first.
competition. Like, that's why.
Well, and
Jesse
that's-
wanted
and
me to
that's-
play fucking
still.
bullshit simulator. I wasn't gonna let him do that.
But considering how far behind they were, I feel like we should have still given them a chance to try and catch up a little bit more.
You
Like,
should take some time out of your One Piece watching and go watch the YouTube VODs, because you will see that honestly they were never that far behind until
that far. Yeah.
until a
Seems
certain
like it.
point happened where me and you started speed running. Because I told you the first third of the game is like where you needed to build up. The second third of the game was kind of where like you needed to take it back a notch, train a little bit, because some of the gym leaders were in the similar areas. But the last third of the game was literally a relay race. And
A
the
sprint,
second
yeah.
you start the race, you could just beeline through the rest of it. So Tang had just started it, but me and you had already finished it, and that's why it seemed like they were so far behind.
Okay.
But in
That
all
was
reality, they
interesting.
weren't that far. It's just they kept losing critical Pokemon, and that's what kept killing them and making them fall behind.
I lost 5 Pokemon in one stream.
But I did too
Yeah.
at one point. When our first run I lost 5 Pokemon in
Yeah.
the stream.
But
And
then we
I ended
wiped
it.
and we started over again. This one I lost 5 Pokemon. We just kept fucking going. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, because you had a ton more.
I did, yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
we weren't like short on Pokemon at that point, so
Like I said,
it hurt.
I did have fun with it, but I feel like this definitely was a learning experience when it came to doing our group.
Yeah, don't
runs
surf in
and things
areas
like
that you don't know.
Be more
Yeah.
careful. Look stuff up.
I was
Yeah.
trying not to look stuff up. That was kind of the point. But I didn't think to look up like, oh yeah, this like level 10 Pokemon area has a level 36 Pokemon that's gonna wipe my team. Never would have crossed my mind that that was a thing.
Well, I mean, it was silver version. We've played it a bunch too, so like I wasn't
Yeah, but
looking
we
up a
don't
lot of
remember
stuff.
what happens in silver version.
I know, I wasn't
know
looking
you.
up a ton of stuff, but especially after Erica ran into that guy, I was like, I'm gonna start using a guide because I don't want this specific thing to happen again. That I
Yeah.
forget some weird event or Team Rocket member has like a weird obscure Pokemon. And I told you guys this too. Like one of the reasons that gave me like such an edge is every week I was rewatching the VODs, so I was keeping track of where I was,
Yeah.
and I was also keeping track of what I've already done. And every day when we played, I would quickly look at the guide and just see where I was and just be like, okay, what's the next gym leader? What's the level cap? What should I do? But like I felt like a lot of times you guys were going in there just blind, and then
No, I had a fucking plan. That's
and then
that's
you'd get blindsided by random shit.
the thing that
Like
fucked
the
me up
first
again. That fucking okay. The Morty thing that was on me. I should have swapped when I had the chance and didn't. And lost 2 Pokemon from that, and then the fucking 3 Pokemon from the like those were my top Pokemon. Once I lost those, I was back at like what sub level 20 I think for most of mine.
Yeah.
I had to just sit and train to get back up to that, and it was that's what killed me 100%. Was that one moment, that fucking Tentacruel. I swear to God, if I ever see one again in my life.
I will say Erica did the smartest part, the smartest play, which was just putting guys in the daycare constantly.
Yeah.
So like even when she lost a guy, she was like, well, my runner-up's already level like 20, so I don't have to train him as hard. Whereas like every time Jesse lost a Pokemon, he was like, the next runner-up is level 4. And I'm like, how the fuck do you have level 4 Pokemon still? And it was just because you were losing them too
I wasn't
fast.
putting anything in,
and you weren't
Yeah.
putting anything in the boxes, so
Yeah, that
Yeah.
did ruin me a little bit too. I'm definitely
I
gonna
think
agree
we
with that.
we both did the daycare thing a little late. So
Yeah.
But now in the future, if we do a Nuzlocke run, I am totally ready for it. So this is why I put it as one of my blocks, because it was a learning experience. I did have fun with it. Yes, I came in second. I was hoping to come in first, but you know, a lot happened before that in between. But
what game would you have made me play if you came in first place?
if you came in first place, if I came in first place, God, I don't have my list anymore. There was a list that we had.
Yeah, I remember. It was like Pretty Princess and like 2 other games. I just don't remember the other 2.
I think one of them was Wizard 101, and if I had made you play that, I think you would have stopped
No,
immediately.
you didn't have any repeats. Wizard 101 was only on Jesse's list. No one had
Thanks
repeats.
for that.
I don't remember. I wish I could find it.
That's one thing I hope you guys learned your lesson. Next time we're doing a punishment thing, pick some actual goddamn punishments.
It was the Phoenix Wright game, the Sword Art Online. I probably would have done that, or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters.
Oh, you go Duel Masters. That's right. But yeah, next time pick some actual punishments. You guys gave Erica and Tang like the greatest games they could have possibly gotten. Although I tried. I mean, it was hard.
I'm gonna put this out there. You say you guys, but you gave Erica her game.
I know. I just realized that.
I
Yeah,
know,
I gave her
you
the
gave
game.
two-
She
you
didn't-
gave
I'm
her
the
two
only one who
To
there.
be
got a game
fair-
legitimately did not enjoy playing at
To be
all.
fair,
You gave
my
her
game was
Phoenix.
hard. My game was hard though. Like she struggled. It wasn't just
Yeah.
like a hey, here's a nice cute
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Pokemon
difficult
clone
game.
for you.
Enjoyable, difficult game. I gave Tang the Pokemon clone because like I was in 3rd place. We were both struggling at the end of that. I was like, you know what, here, just take something. We had a good game and a bad game picked, and I was like, you know, just take the fucking good game. You're gonna like this a lot more than the other one.
Did you even have a bad game picked? I don't think you did.
He had the other one picked up.
Well, I'm looking at the list right now. I think I definitely did though.
It was the dungeon one, the dungeon crawler looking one.
I
looked it
didn't
up.
read-
Oh yeah, it was a what the hell was it called? I have it on my Steam. But yeah, it's like a dungeon crawler, but it's like a classic dungeon crawler. It is a difficult game, and it's like very, very puzzle heavy. And like it's one of those games you kind of have to have a notebook for sometimes. Like some of the
Legend of
puzzles could
Grimrock?
just transcend that. Legend of Grimrock, yes, thank you.
I'm looking at the lists right now.
It is a challenging game to try and beat. I haven't beaten it yet. So
Yeah.
I
But-
have my share of roguelikes. I could probably take a crack at it.
it is not a roguelike.
Oh, it's not. Never
No,
mind.
no. Every level is exactly the same when on each playthrough. It's a puzzle game.
All right, pause for a
Okay.
second, guys.
100%
Go ahead,
puzzles.
Erica.
Sorry.
No, to be fair, Jesse, I did not know what Wizard 101 was truly about. I saw it. I saw that it could have been something you may or may not have enjoyed. I did not know it was a card-based game.
He
I
loved
didn't
it.
either. That was the biggest. Like as soon as I started playing the game, I was like, "This is a card game."
He loved
Yeah,
it.
we
He
we,
loved
were,
every
we,
minute.
we were on. I was on stream and they're like, "There's a card game." I don't.
I
remember there's a card
okay.
game.
Watch the I think third stream again. There's a point in time where I clearly came this close to falling asleep while playing.
Yeah, I remember. You
Like,
actually
I
yawned
was like,
and said like,
"What?"
"Man, I'm bored." I think I clipped it actually. I
Mhm.
think I clipped it. You literally just go like, "Holy shit, I'm bored."
All right.
At the end of the game, like the very last part, like that was kind of enjoyable because it was actually challenging.
hmm
Yeah.
And then like of course the challenge got completely removed when I grouped with somebody who had like a max level player come in and just one shot the entire fucking boss. Yeah, never playing that game again. I'm good. I'm set on my Wizard 101.
You heard it here first,
Alright.
folks. That game's garbage.
Garbage, trash, 0 out of 10.
All right, Erica,
think-
what's your
Alright.
next one?
So you can kind of see it. You guys see the picture, right?
Oh, is that,
Uh,
that's D&D map, isn't it?
yes, it is. It is.
Okay.
It is.
I had a
Ah.
feeling someone in this group was gonna put D&D. I just didn't know which one of you was gonna do it.
We're all right here.
Most of my unfortunately most of my D&D like runs ended this year, so
Mm,
So,
bittersweet.
as you guys know, the movie also came out in 2020,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's right. It did come out.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, I
big year for
totally
D&D.
forgot about that. Holy shit.
the big year for D&D. Yeah.
So it was, yeah, it was a big year for D&D, not only because of the movie, but because of like the campaigns that we started doing, and and the fact that I got so much more invested into a lot of the characters,
Mhm.
and having a lot of fun with it. And I'm still enjoying it. I've got an entire, like, huge bag of dice ready to go.
Should I just bring out my dice box? I can get that too.
Yeah, go get it.
creating characters and
Are
whatnot.
we doing a dice
We
thing?
can.
I don't
do a
even know where
dice
mine are
thing.
right now. They're in a bag
I'm
somewhere.
pretty sure I still have the most dice out of the four of us, but Tang
You
might
do, but I have
Tang
like
might
Possibly.
beat me. Tang might beat me.
Like,
I gotta wait for his box.
there's like multiple pockets with dice,
Yeah.
as well as this entire middle just full of dice.
Mhm.
I had a
Full of it.
lot at one point. I don't know what happened to half of them, to be honest. Like I had a bag that was like so full I could barely fucking close it.
I
Yeah.
got metal
Um,
dice, I got liquid core dice, I got all
Playing-
kinds of stuff.
Playing Warhammer for over 10 years.
You have a lot more D6s than you need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, I needed them because I play a horde army and I need to roll 50 dice sometimes at
Exactly.
One of my
once.
favorites.
I have physically rolled more than 50 dice before at once because of fucking Imperial Guard and playing orcs for like.
Believe it.
Oh yeah,
a
we are
little
very
while.
much aware.
I remember
Uh-huh.
counting up the kills or the hits, and I was like, "I'm sorry, man," and I unleashed it, and I got like 5 hits out of like the 70 dice, and then like 2 wounds, and I was like, "Well, that's Imperial Guard for you."
yeah.
So
But like the whole in general, D&D has been big this year.
Yeah.
Not only in
I think
general
it
with
has been
everybody
because
else.
of the movie, but
Yeah,
movie
because of
movie
the
took it to the
movie.
next stage, but
Little
Critical
things
Role
here
is
and
what's
there.
gotten it off the
And,
ground.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's
Oh, yeah.
Gate
Baldur's Gate
3.
3, all of that has made
Yeah.
D&D such a huge thing.
hmm
Hi, Becky was waving.
Yeah. He was
and
yelling Baldur's Gate 3 at the top of her lungs.
of course she was.
Of course she
Um,
was.
But like, yeah, it's been so huge this year. Not only in general but personally. So
Mhm.
I've had a lot of fun with it. Jesse, I am enjoying thoroughly the campaign that you have created.
Good. We'll get back
and
into it once we're done with vacation.
Loving it.
so.
We're doing a Curse of Strahd campaign with our friends here in Georgia.
Which has been
I have-
fun, I will admit. That
It
has
has
been fun.
been.
I've been falling off D&D, and I already told Erica that this Curse of Strahd is definitely my last stand for D&D. Whether it's
Really?
good or not, it's such
Stop.
it's such a time commitment, dude. I just don't have the fucking time or patience.
Yeah.
If we do some like one-off thing on stream one day, or other TTRPGs on stream and stuff like that, I'm fine with that. But just D&D, these campaigns take so fucking long, and I've played 4
Yeah,
now,
that's
and
the fun
all
part.
4 of them have not come to completion. And the completionist side of me is just like losing control right now.
I can see that. I can see where you're coming from on that one. Like I feel like it's tough because some people think a good D&D campaign just shouldn't end. You know, it's just a continuing story. Like obviously chapters should end. Like there should be a big boss, an end of like an arc.
Yeah, I haven't even got to
that
the big
kind of
boss.
thing. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Like you
We
definitely have
haven't
to
gotten
do
to a big
that.
boss.
You
Yeah.
know,
We've had a lot of campaigns start but not end, or not end, but just end abruptly to the point they never got finished.
yeah.
People move, DMs
Yeah,
get
things
bored
like
of
that.
stuff. You know, they start other
Stuff
campaigns.
happens.
Yeah, stuff
Yeah.
just happens. D&D is a time commitment, and if you can't play every week, then just get prepared to play this thing for a year. And I don't have a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
Yeah.
our
Campaign.
campaign was doing what every 2 weeks.
Every 2
roughly?
weeks, yeah.
Every 2 weeks, yeah. And they seem to be going at a pretty good pace, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
ours
But
was
and
too.
it's
Curse of Strahd was
understandable.
doing what? What would you say, Erica? Like every other week, basically, or
Every other,
week
yeah.
for Curse of Strahd. And Curse of Strahd is like notoriously super fucking long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's not helping either. But we wanted
But
to
he
do it.
really, so our DM for Curse of Strahd is really doing a good job with it.
Mhm.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But I'm also enjoying your campaign. There's also another campaign that I'm actually having some fun in. But D&D in general this year has been a lot of fun for me. The movie came out, of course, and that was actually really good.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate has been fun, although I haven't really gotten a chance to play much of it. But it's just little
It's
things
alright.
here and there. I've enjoyed creating these characters. I also have backup characters in case my characters die, you know.
For
But
Strahd, you need it. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
He warned us this time. He was like, "Guys, your characters may die, so make a second character just in case." And I was like, "All right, say less."
I point
Yeah.
to my list of characters I will not use.
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm sad to see some characters I created I haven't been able to really use, like my bard, satyr bard. She was doing really well, and then the campaign abruptly ended, and so
Bring me to mine.
Yeah, I had my cooking cat, my chef cat.
Tempt me.
Do not
I
tempt
love
this
her.
girl, dude. Do not
Don't
tempt
tempt
this
me.
woman.
I love Asaray. She's my favorite D&D character I've created so far. So
Jesse won't get this reference, but I made Nyanta from Log Horizon, and
Yes,
he
he
was
did.
doing so good in his campaign, and then it just ended, and I was like, I'm done with D&D. Fuck
Jesse,
this.
it's
so
a
tired of it.
swashbuckling tabaxi. It's
Okay.
awesome.
That
sounds
cooks.
like-
Actually, swashbuckler.
That cooks. He's a chef. That's important.
It's just-
Okay.
It's really important.
Yeah. You're so
All right,
much
so
fun.
that is my middle one. Is the biggest thing that happened to me this year.
Right.
So there's a picture of me with my favorite author, Patricia Briggs, and at this moment you
remember
can't
her.
really see it in my face
Oh, we
very well.
can.
I was crying.
Oh, we can see it. We can see it.
Oh.
There ain't
We
no
were all
hiding.
there.
it.
We remember.
I was
remember.
yeah, you guys were there, but meeting her, just saying hi, even like this woman made such an impact in my life with her books. I have almost every book of hers. I think there's a few that I'm missing on my shelves, but particularly the Mercy Thompson series, the Alpha Omega series, like all of those I have. One of the particular ones that I loved was one of her first books, Mask and Wolfbane, which is just the two stories together. You know, the Arlon story. That I love.
What's your favorite?
My favorite.
I
God.
think a child.
You can say you don't have one if you don't, but I'm just
No,
curious.
I have to say my favorite probably is the one I just said. Her first books, the Arlon series, Mask and Wolfbane. It basically kind of is very you know, she's definitely a sci-fi author, of course. Sometimes it's a subgenre of romance, sometimes it's straight up romance. A lot of it's paranormal romance too for the Mercy Thompson
Sexy
series,
ghosts.
Alpha Americas.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. God damn you! You're peeking.
Sorry, no.
Oh, she knows.
We gotta get you a mic like the one I have so that it can catch your screams. You gotta
Yeah,
get
sorry.
you gotta get a good old fashioned Blue Yeti.
Girl.
So, excuse
I've
me
been
while I
using
leave.
I've been using this beach turtle one for years
Oh.
now. It's fine by me.
So Arlorn is the series. It's Mask and Wolfbane. This is the two book puts together in one
Okay.
series. definitely my favorite. I have the audiobook of it. I'm even rereading it. I've read it multiple times.
Okay.
Okay.
And probably the Mercy Thompson series is my second favorite. All of it, the whole series.
The whole 9 yards.
Well, yeah, it's like 9 books. So,
Fair enough.
All right.
um,
What's this one to the right? The cat?
one,
Domino?
The next one?
yeah. So not necessarily Domino. It's what's underneath Domino.
Okay.
I
Right.
took up crocheting this beginning of this year. With big yarn crocheting, I did it as a project I wanted to learn for work, because of course I work with senior citizens, and using the big yarn with their hands to crochet is much better than them trying to hold the needles and doing the smaller work.
Have you
Some
started a
of them
class for
can
them?
do it. Yeah, I started a class for them. So
Oh,
in
okay.
order for them to do the class, I had to learn it first.
Mm.
So,
Oh.
instead of hiring somebody in to teach them, I figured save the money, learn it myself, and teach them myself as
Good
part
idea.
of the class. So I ended up falling not in love with it per se, but I'm actually really enjoying it. Mostly all I can do is blankets. I'm trying to learn new stuff. I'm
I was gonna
having
say
some
you
difficulty.
gotta hire someone to teach you that circle of
I
death or
know.
whatever you're trying to make.
Oh, the magic circle?
Yeah, the magic circle. I'm
I know how to do
struggling really
those.
hard. Look, I know you know how to do those, but doing it with the big chunky yarn is difficult. I don't know why I'm struggling with it, but I am. But like, look, I made this.
Wow, that's a big
I've been
one.
sitting on it. It's nice and big and keeps me toasty warm, and I like it. But I've also made a bunch for my nieces and nephews for Christmas this year that I got to send to them.
Yeah. Yeah, we
But
gotta send those.
it's one thing I had a lot of fun with. Domino enjoys it because
She
she
fucking
sleeps
loves
on
them,
most
dude.
of the ones that. Yeah, every single one I make, she's got to test it for sleepiness.
Make sure that this is comfy. Yep,
Yeah,
pretty
you
comfy.
gotta just
Yep.
knead it. Just make sure
Yeah.
that it's
Well,
like
we try to stop her
comfy.
from kneading on them, but yeah, she
Yeah.
goes for it.
Yeah, she does.
You should have
But
made a
yeah, that's another one.
collage of all the pictures of her laying on like the 10 different
I
ones.
was tempted. I really was. I should have.
But
All the ones I made, she has sleeped on to just test and make sure that they're good.
she's actually behind me on the couch right now. You can kind of see her.
Oh, let me see. Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Oh. Ooh.
Alrighty,
Anyway.
continue on.
Alright, so then the next one is a book, technically the audiobook of them. It's the 2 books, same author, it's again a series. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros.
Yeah, I've heard about this book specifically. I haven't actually
So-
had a chance to read it.
I listen to the audio because with my Audible I get credit every
Yeah.
month. So I get to pick a couple books, and this one was a huge recommendation through TikTok, Instagram, a couple of my friends who started reading it, and I was just like, I've been doing a lot more of my audiobooks because it just, sitting in my office or driving home or trying to run some errands while at work, it's something to listen to while I'm taking care of that stuff.
All right, sell it to
And-
us. What's so good about it?
Honestly, what I really liked about it was the way the narrator told the story. This one in particular. Now, of course, it's this one is basically kind of like dragon riders in training, things like that. There's a lot of ups and downs for it. Lots of secrets. Lots of with that training, a lot of the characters that you start to like and whatnot end up not making it, and but but it's the way. Personally, for me, it's the way the narrator told the story that really
Okay.
hooked me, because
Now you're talking about the
every-
in-book narrator or the person who said it on Audible?
so the person who narrates the story on Audible.
Okay.
So yeah, because they'll say author is Rebecca Yarros, narrated by, and I believe her name is also Rebecca, but I think her last name begins with an S. I think Sorbits or
Sabaro.
something. Sabaros, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's something like that. It's oh shoot, I have it on my phone right here.
Of course you do.
Well, yeah, obviously. I
Obviously.
reasoned to it recently. Solar, Rebecca Solar is her name.
Oh.
So, written by Rebecca Yarros, narrated by Rebecca Solar is usually how they'll start the introduction of the story.
Mhm.
But for her, every scene that had to be an action scene or them flying, fighting something, she actually told it in such an intense way that you're like literally sitting on the edge of listening to what's happening, wondering what's going to happen next. Like you're fully invested in how she's telling the story. And like you feel for every moment she's describing. She does such a good job with it. That's why I really enjoyed it. I think reading it myself, I may have read it differently in my own head. So listening to the way she told it, I think came out better than what I expected.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So, yeah. So there's that.
I see Host Club over here.
I know.
What's
I
that about?
see
That's like a 20-year-old manga. What you got this
No,
on
it is
for
a 20-year-old
2023?
manga.
It is a
So I
20-year-old
have it on for
manga.
2023 because it has been a very long time, but I finally somehow, thanks to Facebook Marketplace, got my hands on the entire manga series. And
Nice.
Oh, that's what it is.
for those who don't know, the anime ends only about maybe 4 or 5 mangas in. It stops
It is.
right there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's 18 volumes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that
I
happens
hear
to a
There's so
lot
much-
of
That,
lot of
that sounds like
shows, dude.
Trigun.
Well, because you
And,
got to
there's
remember
always-
that, especially back then, manga were. I'm sorry, anime were just a vehicle to sell other products. Even
Yeah.
things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon,
Mhm.
Pokemon. It was like they only made that shit to sell toys to kids.
Oh,
And
yeah,
for these
100%.
manga, this is how people really make their money. They get
Yeah.
an anime deal, and they're like, "We will make one season of your anime, and you see your sales go up. You make 2 seasons of your anime, maybe they'll go up a little higher, but the return on investment isn't as good." So that's why you have so many shows from the early 2000s specifically that are just one-off seasons, and you'll never get another season until like the manga ends and everyone's like, "Can we get more, please?" and then they shoot it out. Then they like fart out a fucking another season. It's not good, and
Yeah.
everyone like gives up on it.
Now
But,
I vaguely
You get Dragon
remember.
Rumble in the Badlands.
Yeah.
Now I vaguely remember years ago trying to read it online, the continuation of it, but I never actually got to finish it. So I never knew what happened. So this year I ended up looking because I was just for shits and giggles was looking up mangas that were being sold around, and I found
Well, if you
someone
remember,
on Facebook Marketplace.
I sent you the link because
You sent it to me.
I
That's
have
right.
this-
You know I was looking.
I have this very bad habit of just surfing Facebook Marketplace like every day, and sometimes I find good deals and I'll act on them. Most of the time I don't act on them, but I do know Erica's been looking for Oron Host Club for a long time, and so I happen to see this person selling them for like dumb cheap. So I sent it to her,
So
and and go ahead.
So the box set you see in this picture is the entire box set with the box itself, and that usually is about $120. Not including the shipping you'd have to pay for and things like that. This person on Facebook Marketplace was selling it for $67.
Wow.
Pretty good.
And I think with
This is
shipping,
pretty good.
it came to like 72.
Yeah.
So I was like, F it. I know I didn't at that moment have a way, but I found a way to buy it from them, and they sent it to me. And they did a really good job. They wrapped them all in like sectioned bubble wrap and things like that. And I started reading it, of course. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I added onto my thing because it made me want to rewatch the anime a little bit again, but the fact that there was so much even in between those episodes of the anime, there's other things that were not added that were in the manga, and I'm like, man, I really wish this was in here. Why didn't they add it?
I think they'll reboot it. We're in the decade. The 2020s have
highly
been
doubt
reboots.
They have been.
Yeah.
There's been
That
a
has
lot
been
of
asked-
reboots. I think 2020. I have a weird feeling in 2025, 2026, you're gonna see an Oron High School Club teaser for a reboot.
Listen, I have been at a lot of people
You have
have
been
been
praying to
asking
the gods for that
one.
one.
Yeah,
The
for a
one time we
long-ass
want
time.
one.
The one time we want one, it doesn't
along with
happen.
the
But what we
season
do
2 of-
want, what we don't
along-
want, it happens.
Along with another season of Firefly. We know that's
Oh,
not
dude, we don't-
happening.
That's
so,
never
No,
gonna
we're
happen,
talking
man.
anime. Don't
Not
talk
happening.
crazy over here. We're not getting
Never
fucking
gonna
Firefly.
happen.
Get that shit out of here.
I
We're
was
talking-
not talking.
Well, I take another movie. I don't care, but
We're
like,
talking
they're not
reality, people.
You're not gonna-
Yeah.
Reality. You're not
Never
gonna get
gonna
more
happen.
Firefly. Get over
all
it.
right,
bad.
and so
I've never watched
that
it, by
is
the
why
way.
it's
Best
on
sci-fi
there.
western ever created.
Yeah, they'll never agree to
Anyway.
it.
Anyway, I've been hoping beyond hope, but I've kind of lost that hope for Oron. So getting the mangas this year
Might as well
and
get the
being able to
manga.
read them and finding out so much more that has happened, it's really, really good. I'm sad
might
that they
have-
never continued it.
might have
I'm
to
just
steal that
glad
from
I got
you.
a chance to finish the story. It's so good. So
Well,
worth
I mean,
it.
win the lottery, start an animation studio, and then you could reboot it yourself.
There you go. Yep.
Don't tempt me. There's a lot I would
Fling
reboot.
money
or-
at the creators. They love that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, if
yeah.
they're even alive still, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they are. Alright, and as my last one, it is World of Warcraft.
Nerd.
Who
Yay!
plays that game? That's dumb.
So that's
Yeah.
2 for 2 now. World of Warcraft has showed up on
Yeah.
3x3s for Nerd Crew.
Okay, so hear me out. Of course, obviously, this was the first time I've ever played World of Warcraft.
Yep.
And if I had played it as a younger age, I still would be just as addicted, I think.
Dude, I'm so
Probably.
fucking addicted.
Probably.
It's
It
insane.
doesn't go away. Is the
I
problem.
did! I got hooked really hard on this to the point where I was asking you guys off stream, okay, can we start a new character and
Yeah.
do this and go around? And, like, I wanted to do so much more.
So
And
you've played
am-
every version now. What's your favorite?
I have. My favorite.
Oh well, you haven't played retail, but you've played the
I
other
haven't.
No, you haven't played
Played
retail, and that's
retail.
very different.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, Season of Discovery has been my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
but
fucking go!
To be fair, this is the longest I've ever lasted in a game, too, for World of Warcraft.
That's because you
Like,
started with hardcore, and that was
It's
the
not with hardcore, yeah.
worst
Fair.
way to start in my
Well,
book.
I was hoping it would prevent them from getting addicted, Jesse, and look where that got us.
Yeah, good job with that. You know, when you give somebody free crack, you know what they end up doing?
Smoking it.
Wanting more crack.
To be fair, you brought this upon the group.
I
This crack
honestly,
wasn't that good, but like, yeah, but you know, there's better crack, so just you can have that now.
I don't know why, but I never thought Erica and Tang wouldn't get addicted. And then, like, I think after our second stream, I was like, oh no, I've made a mistake. I made a very big fucking
I
mistake.
have created a monster.
I've created 2 new monsters.
To be fair, no, addiction is not the right word I would choose.
That
Thanks,
sounds
like I'm just playing this because you losers want to play it.
I would choose it.
Yeah, I play it because I play it for the casual talks and also.
That's
I
what it
just play for
is,
casual
Tang.
talks
That's how they
gaming.
get
Yeah.
you. The game sucks dick. It's not the point of the game. It's the playing with your friends. That's the addicting
Yeah.
part. The
It
gameplay
is,
is
it is.
terrible. You have to kill 400 fucking zebras to get a hoof.
We can
It's
talk
the
about
playing
that.
with your friends.
That reference is in my 3x3, by the way. I'm gonna just
At this
You'll
point, we
still
can
see
talk. At this point, we can all assume that World of Warcraft, out of the 4 of us here, it's on all 3x3s.
If you take
Yeah.
any MMO and replace it, like if we started playing like Rift or Terra or
I wish it was still around.
yeah, or any of the
Terra,
other, or like Guild Wars and stuff, it's basically playing with your friends is what makes them fun. The actual gameplay
Yeah.
is usually
Yeah.
not the best thing.
It definitely is. It is a
Yeah.
lot of fun playing with you guys.
It's mindless, and I think that's
What's
the thing.
going
Like
on,
you can
PC
sit and
lover?
have a
Welcome in.
conversation. You know.
We're making our 3x3s of the year, our best
Yep.
things of the year, things we discovered this year. It doesn't mean it had to come out this year, but things that we discovered, things that defined us. If you've got 9 things and you want to list them off in the chat, make sure to do that now. We'll go over them. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Erica. Finish off your...
But my last one
Your
is World of
addiction.
Warcraft. I'm my new addiction. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Again, playing with you guys. Season of Discovery so far has been great. But I am also enjoying Wrath of the Lich King because of the Blood Elves. I'm
Oh,
enjoying.
Oh yeah, we see.
You
Learning
should have put
more
Blood
about
Elves
these-
in Season of Discovery, bro. I'd be
Oh,
all
could you
over that
imagine
shit.
classic
If they-
Blood Elves?
If they did, Season of Discovery would have.
Everybody
been my
gets a paladin.
favorite.
You get a paladin. You get a
Yeah.
paladin.
Yeah,
They
Paladin.
won't. They're only. I don't think
They
they'll
would never.
ever. I don't think they'll ever do Season of Discovery for any other expansion. I think that'll.
This
be
was the most
classic.
they ever changed classic. I mean,
Yeah.
their strict policy was like, no, we're gonna go buy the updates as best we can,
Mhm.
and just like patch some problems when they come up. But yeah,
All right, so that is my 3x3. I feel like it was a good one. Long
Yeah,
talk
yeah, that was a
about
good
it
one.
too.
Yeah.
Was there anything that didn't make it that was like a runner-up?
Okay, don't laugh at me.
I'm gonna laugh
get
hard.
ready to laugh.
There was a picture of me at the Braves game because I actually thoroughly enjoyed going to the Braves game and learning more about baseball. That was a
Baseball?
runner-up.
Baseball.
Wow.
Are
You
you,
guys can't play baseball.
are you touching
not
grass?
Tom Hanks.
as not the sports person here, I applaud you for
I
this
know.
information.
But I had a lot of fun going to the games. I know it was for work and whatnot, but I even bought myself a Braves
Jersey.
jersey.
You should have seen it. When she
Nerd.
came home with it, I was like, why did you buy that? And you're like, I got whipped up in the moment and I was really having fun and I
That's
needed,
how they get you.
and I
That's
needed
how they get
to
you.
like support, so I got the jersey and I was like, God damn, you bought like the most expensive piece of merchandise that you can buy
Yeah,
from a
basically
fucking
did.
baseball game.
I got that one on sale. Ugh.
You know what
You get
I got
yourself
when
a
I was
little
a kid?
pennant, you swing that around.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I went to the Bluefish for the Bridgeport Bluefish Stadium, and we
Oh my
went for
goodness.
kids, like, you know what they gave? My parents were like, "Oh, you're getting into
They gave
it."
us peanuts.
Well, not the
Peanut
peanuts.
flags.
It, like Jesse said, it was either the pennants or like
Yeah,
the
the
little mini baseball bats. Do you guys remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little mini baseball
Yeah,
bat.
yeah. Those were there.
baseball
the
pens,
ever
baseball bat pens.
increasingly rare foam finger.
The foam finger.
Yeah, no, my parents
We
were
get
like, "I
that.
ain't buying that shit. You'll get the bat."
We either get the foam finger, the baseball pen, or the little peanut thing.
Well,
My-
considering with work, I'll be going to the a lot of Brave games. I felt
Yeah.
like I needed something to do it, and I was enjoying it. We had great seats. We were having fun watching it. And the Braves, of course, are been a really great team, so they do really well, and so it was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. Peachy Lover put his top 9
Four,
games
four,
in the
four,
chat,
four, 10,
and he
four,
goes,
10, casino.
hold on. He goes, his 3x3 would be Voltorb Flip of Voltorbs, Gen 4 Casino, Chaos, Pokemon Chaos, Gen 8 Puzzle Struggle, which I love that, Elite 4 Struggle, and Stream with Voltorb Flip. Oh, that's amazing.
You know what that is right there? That's not his top 9. That's his search history while watching us.
Well, keep in mind, we played Gen 4. We really played Gen 2 with a copy
Yeah.
of Gen 4
Gen
stuff.
2
Yeah.
Gen
But
Gen
oh,
4.
man. Oh, that was
That's
funny as
great.
shit. That was funny, man.
No.
We appreciate it, Peachy Lover. We always love you coming in, hanging out with us for Pokemon content.
I should have put that on my 9 Voltorb Flip.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
didn't?
god, yeah.
Actually, I did not. No.
Listen,
No, we
I
didn't.
put the
Runner up, I guess.
I
Yeah,
put our Nuzlocke on there. It
yeah.
counts.
She put the Nuzlocke on there. I was gonna put Soul
I
Silver.
didn't put the Nuzlocke on there either. I'm gonna be real.
I was gonna put Soul Silver. Honestly, originally I was gonna put that. Here, just so you can see it, chat. This was mine. I have Nuzlocke content in the middle because I was watching a lot of Nuzlocke content, and I was gonna put like our Nuzlocke, and I was like,
Yeah.
but I fucking hated Soul Silver. Like,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it made me. Gen 2 was my favorite
God
generation.
damn.
Yeah.
Gen 2 was my favorite generation until I played fucking Pokemon Soul Silver on stream, and I was like, man, this game sucks.
I'm going to Gen 3.
If you can't play every day to do like all the daily bullshit you need to do, it's not a good game. The timing shit is so annoying.
They removed the time aspect after like a
Yeah.
couple generations. But
Not even a
after
couple.
that-
They just got rid of it after 2. 3 doesn't have that shit in it.
Because
I
you
thought
never
3 and
played
4
both
had
of
it.
them.
No, 3 and 4 don't have like real time clocks in them, from what I remember.
I thought,
I could be wrong. Am I wrong?
I thought 3 did.
3 and 4 did.
I don't
Yours
remember
was odd.
playing
Oh,
Ruby
didn't-
version with
they-
that.
I think like 7, 8 is when they stopped doing the real time stuff.
Please tell me you guys saw me Peachy
Yeah,
Lovers.
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw. Listen, man, I gave you Voltorb Flip. If you want a full Voltorb Flip stream,
Yes.
we will give it to you. We will give it
Just
to
for
you
you.
next year, just for you. We will give you a 4-player. We'll all
Make
play
it a
Voltorb Flip. We'll make it a competition.
Competition stream.
We'll find
Oh
some
my God.
stakes that don't involve
Yeah,
making me
Lord.
play a fucking
Don't
bullshit
make
simulator.
promises you're not winning.
Oh, well, what's
And-
the point?
Oh, no, we will do it.
I'll
I
get-
will do it.
What's
There's so
at
many
stake
good sims
here?
out there, Matt.
Oh my
I
gotta
watched
try 'em.
them. I'm
Dude,
Expand
reading
your
in the
focus.
stars.
I have a list of anime games that I'm gonna make you play when you
I'm
lose
sure, and that's why
competition
you're
stream.
getting all the sim games because I know you already have that list.
We can talk about.
You
all
are
the
so
other-
lucky you did not lose to me this year, dude. 'cause
Next
you
year
were
he's gonna
about
be
to
like,
play.
Jesse's gonna play Honkai Butthole.
No, their new game is called Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah,
Look it
the
up,
next
dude.
one's it's just gonna be all the weeb anime girl buttholes.
Dude,
That's
look
the whole
up a
game.
video clip of Zenless
Don't
Zone. You're
start
gonna
with
love
that,
it,
honey.
man. You're gonna love it.
I'm not gonna love it. I can already tell you
You're
right now. I'm
not.
not gonna love it.
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna the opposite of love it, whatever that is. What's that word?
Despise.
Hate it.
All right, who wants to go next? Do we want
Uh,
Jesse or do we want Tang?
I don't mind either way, honestly.
I'll go. I'll go next.
All
Alright,
right.
while you do it.
But give me a second. Here, put my thing up and let people brew on it for a minute.
Okay.
See who can
I
figure out
want-
what first.
I want
So
to
this
play.
is
I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Jesse's
Yeah.
crazy ass. I saw this
I'm gonna
because
go
he
grab
sent
a
it to
drink,
me
so.
by mistake, and I mean I can kind of understand some of these. Like
I
I'm
know
guessing
I know it! Ah!
I can see one of these is D&D related. One of these is Cyberpunk. One is Zoids. One is, I'm assuming, the Godzilla movie, Dragon Con. And then
Yeah.
the fucking Give Me the Hooves from World of Warcraft. I have no idea what the one on the bottom middle is. I guess it's cosplaying? I don't really know. It's all
I don't
memes,
know.
yeah. When he sent this to me, I was like, oh, I should have done memes for mine. Like, I didn't even
I
think
know
to
the other
do
one's
that.
Cyberpunk. I know the top one is Marriage.
Yeah.
I was.
I was just talking shit about that movie yesterday at work, actually.
Really?
You really? Why?
I can't say why because here, let me text you why. Give me a second.
Oh dear.
I need water. I'm terrified of what your response is going to be.
You're gonna
Let's
read it and be
see.
like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
I know
Uh,
one of them. I know one of them. I know two of them. I know three of them.
All right, I
Or
sent her 2 words. She's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's right. I understand why he was talking shit about it." So we think Jesse that we figured out a couple. Oh, he doesn't have his headset on.
Yeah, he put the headset on first.
So
All right, I'm
Jesse,
back.
we found.
Yeah.
I think we figured out
I
a
think
couple
we-
of them,
I think
but
we know like I know.
That- I
like,
mean, when you
four
really
of them.
like look at them, it's not hard to decode. I wasn't
no,
like
no, I think I know at least 4. The other like 5, I'm kind of. Mad
to answer
about.
Pichu's question, how would we meme the Nuzlocke in our 3x3? We would just put a picture. We would just put the
Tentacruel.
picture or a
Tentacruel.
link to our TikTok to show you when or the clip where Jesse loses all the Pokemon to that Tentacruel. Like
the
obviously-
Tentacruel. Yeah.
Just put
that
your
is the meme.
Tentacruel on it, and
I just want a picture of a Tentacruel with like those black sunglasses that come down over its face.
Oh my god!
with the Giga Chad music going over too, like.
Yeah.
"Bah,
Oh my
bah, bah,
goodness,
bah,
Lord.
bah, bah."
Okay. So do we want to start with the top left?
Yeah,
Yeah,
start
we're gonna
us-
start
Marriage.
top corner, work our way down.
I couldn't
Alright.
figure out that
Marriage.
one, so go ahead.
So that one, if anybody has watched the movie Princess Bride,
Yeah.
is
Somewhat.
the Mowage guy.
Mowage.
Mowage.
I know this. I know this particularly
Is
because other
what
people have
brings
talked
us
about it.
Together today.
Okay.
Did you look at
So
your phone,
that's-
Erica?
What?
Look at your phone. I was telling them I was just talking shit about this movie yesterday at work, and this is why.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
You are banned from the rest of the stream.
Yeah,
Get up.
that's
go
why.
home.
Look at her face. I should have put it in the
Oh,
Twitch channel
no.
chat. I should have
It's
put
an
it in the Twitch
illegal
channel.
thing to say. I'm putting that on TikTok. Just how like you bagging on this fucking movie.
Okay? I'm sorry to
People are gonna hate.
I'm
hate
sorry
for
to.
this.
I'm sorry to
Not
just
the
completely.
movie. It's this particular scene he means.
But it's not just that. This is why I'm gonna side rail your whole thing real quick. This is why I don't watch people's favorite movies because
Yeah.
I'm so afraid of not liking them, and I feel like it's worse if I don't like it over
It's
I've just
100%
never
worse.
seen it.
Yeah.
Because there's been a few times I've let slip that I've seen something and been like, oh yeah, I didn't really like it, and I just get fucking dogpiled on it because you goddamn
Yes,
nerds
That's exactly it.
love your fucking
So-
movies so
So
much.
from now on, just never tell me that you've seen the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna have to
Yo,
start doing again.
Tell me you've seen the movie, but don't comment on it. Don't comment on it.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, you can have your own opinions. It's
Yeah,
just
you can have your own-
sometimes they're
yeah.
wrong.
Can I? Can I?
Anyway, so the picture is there because this was my Rebecca and my 1 year anniversary year. This was our first full year as a husband and wife.
Woo!
She's doing the
Woo!
the Kermit the Frog.
No!
Oh, wait.
So I figured, that should kind of make have its place here in the Mighty Nine, so to speak.
My number 9.
Oh,
Oh,
Mighty
that
Nine.
game.
That was something that was missing from mine, and I'm kind of weirdly surprised it wasn't on Erica's either. But like we
I
bought
mentioned it.
no, we bought the house this year,
Yeah.
and
That
was just like its own adventure that wasn't a ton of fun, and that's why I didn't put it on there. So
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead, continue.
I mean, that was pretty much it. It was one of those things. This is my first time being married. Hopefully, last.
Hopefully,
better fucking better be.
She got a side eye there.
she's gonna be
Side eye there.
It fucking better be.
And
I will hurt you if you hurt my
couldn't-
twin sister.
couldn't have asked for a better wife. So
Smart.
she said, "Damn right."
Smart man. Smart
do you want to
Those-
give Becky a mic right now?
No, I don't. Don't worry about it.
Oh dear.
I'm talking. Yes, we're talking about us. So yeah, so I just figured, that should have its place here.
Mhm.
Not really a lot to discuss or critique or anything like that. I hope.
Yeah.
Mouth shut.
I
I'm
was.
saying nothing.
It was listed originally as one of my things as my 9x9, but
Yeah.
like it was a lot that happened with it, but so I did not add it.
Yeah, fair.
There.
I added something more personal to me instead. So,
Mhm.
And I mean, this was a personal to me kind of thing. That's just,
yeah.
I figured it should be on the list. Number 2 is I'm actually curious if anybody can get this from the reference.
This is
photo.
D&D, I think, right?
No,
No, it's the animated Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
no, this is
No, Matt's actually correct.
Yeah, it's a
It
D&D thing.
That's
Yeah.
the DM from the animated series in the
Yeah.
80s.
It was him DM.
Oh,
I knew
that's
it was a
what
D&D
reminded
animated
me
series
of.
thing. That's why I said it
Yeah.
earlier when we were
Yeah,
discussing
see,
it.
the
when you
original
were-
That's
animated
not what I
series,
remember. I thought it was the
that
animated
is the
Zelda
Dungeon
story.
Master, and
I thought
that
it was
is
animated Zelda.
there because this was my first year kind of DMing as like a full, like I've done like one shots and stuff back in like 3.5 era back in the day, but like it never progressed beyond like 1 or 2 sessions, for the same reason like Matt said before, DMs get bored or want to play the game and blah 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 and all that stuff. But I have since, my mentality has changed a lot with D&D, and I have since realized that like being the DM is obviously it is playing the game. But you can make it enjoyable for yourself while also having fun with people playing as characters.
Yeah, this is why I like Super Dungeon Explorer as a game, because the person who
Yeah.
plays as the DM is actively trying to kill the other 4 players. So it's like
Yes.
you're really playing the game.
Yeah. And so like Erica can tell you the way that I DM, I'm not really out for blood yet.
Not yet.
Damn
Yeah.
Damn shame. That's why
Not yet.
when I saw this,
Damn.
it could have been that one. I knew it was the DM, or I knew it was the Dungeons and Dragons, and I thought
Yeah.
maybe the Fire the Laser was DMing, because I was like, maybe he's going for blood. He wants to kill them all.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so like it was, but it also kind of covers like, the fact that D&D was kind of a big influence this year in like, my daily life, between playing Baldur's Gate with Becky and then, starting the DM, which by the way, I did start DMing just for Becky. That was, basically a one-on-one session. A lot of people don't like doing one-on-one sessions. Can I just say this? Anybody who's watching out there, try it. It's a lot more fun than it sounds.
Okay.
You have to craft the game a bit differently based on the player's choice. Like she played a wizard, so obviously I can't just like throw her against hordes and hordes of enemies until she gets fireball. But it makes it more enjoyable, because like you can just kind of be goofy ass people with each other, and it was fun. And then we started adding people into the campaign, which made it more enjoyable for us. And we're still going. I'm still enjoying it. But like that, and then Baldur's Gate, and then the movie that came out, and like I showed Becky the 2000 D&D movie. Has anybody seen that? I'm sure.
No.
I'm probably not. It came
I've
out.
heard of
It
it.
came out in 2000. It's got one of the Wayans brothers in it.
Oh God.
It is fantastically awful. It's a great movie. I love it. Like the story's kind of fun. It's just like they were a low budget. So like there's certain things where like you see the prop and like you can see the back of the prop is just unpainted.
Oh yeah.
Like in the sea, it's really funny. The CGI is awful, god awful, even for 2000. Because like I put it into perspective too. I was watching the movie and like I see the dragons, right? And I'm looking at them like, wow, these look fucking terrible. And then I realized that like less than a year later, Lord of the Rings came out.
Oh god.
And that movie still looks good.
It does. But Lord of the Rings didn't use CGI, right?
They did for a bunch of stuff, yeah.
For a lot of stuff, but like, but
not
for a
that
lot of
much
stuff,
in
they
the first
did.
movie.
Yeah, they did a lot of costuming work for that. It wasn't until they brought in like the trees, like the Ents and stuff. And, the Nazgul, I think. I think most of the other stuff was all, like,
some of the Nazgul. Yeah, it really depends. Some of the Nazgul stuff, but like like the scene with like what's her face's character, Liv Tyler's character. If I'm forgetting her name, but like where she summons like the water horses that come down, like that's in the first movie, and like anytime he goes into like the ethereal plane or whatever when he puts the ring on.
Oh,
like
and the
it looks
too. That's right.
Yeah, the Balrog looks like a million times better than the dragons in D&D, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah. It's funny.
It has a sequel also. I'm just gonna put that out there for anybody who wants to watch it. God. Five years later, it was made for TV, Sci-Fi Channel original. Somehow worse.
Worse.
Yeah, but honestly, but like more serious. It takes itself more like an actual game or more like an actual story. But anyway, so that was number 2. Number 2 was basically just like D&D in general, because we've been playing the crap out of Baldur's Gate, and it's just gonna get worse from here now that we found out we can mod the game pretty easily. So
I'm shocked Baldur's Gate's not on here, unless it is, but I don't think it is.
On this list?
Yeah, on your list.
I think.
Well, that's what I put the DM there to just say that like D&D is an over-encompassing thing.
Yeah.
So
you know,
it does include Baldur's Gate.
Includes all of the aspects. Because like we started watching Critical Role this year. I started watching or listening to Dungeons and Daddies, which is so freaking funny.
Dungeon Daddies is great.
I just started.
I need to rewatch that one again.
We just started watching Fantasy High, which is the Dimension 20.
Dimension 20
campaign, which is a lot of fun. It's like it's high fantasy D&D, but the area that they live in is like 1980s to like modern day. So like it's a bunch of like wizards and stuff that go to like a high school.
Oh, right.
It's really funny though. It's a bunch of the people who do like college humor.
Okay.
It's a bunch of like the writers and actors for College Humor are playing the game together, so it's really cool. But yeah, so that was number 2. Number 3 is Fire is the laser cutting.
Oh,
is getting super into my new hobby.
I got that one.
Makes sense. I didn't get that one.
Yeah, that was number 3.
I figured that's what that was.
Yeah. Because I'm diving in, you know, I'm kind of still steaming ahead, which is really nice. You know, it's one of those hobbies that's actually still going.
I'm jealous, man. My hobbying has been taking a decline. There's one I want to start doing, hopefully maybe next year. I'll keep it to myself. But like my painting hobby, I realized it about a week ago. I haven't painted a single model this year. For the first time in like 5 years.
I painted one.
I painted.
That was it.
I have one primed and ready to go. I don't know what it was this year. It just was hectic as shit. And like, I was trying to get a painting stream in by the end of the year just to make myself feel better. And then when Erica got sick and had to delay her streams a week, that kind of pushed all the motivation out. And I was like, I could do a stream this Saturday. Then I came up with this idea and I was like, fuck it. I'll just do this instead. So next year, you're hearing it here. Nerd Crew will have painting streams. I will get them working, even if it's not just me, if it's you guys painting some of your models and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing it too. So I actually got these for Christmas this year, which I'm super happy to have. I know.
No, I'm laughing at Peachy Lover. He thinks that the fifth one, the middle one, is your tentacruel. It's not.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I got these.
What is that?
Which are like
put it closer?
They're like super bright LED lights.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
They're really, I mean, they have like the colored filters and stuff on them, but like I'm just going to use the white, and I just want to have those so that I can get like a really nice view, either for like the model building, which is going to come later, or like painting streams and stuff like that. So
I have 2 of these. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like you can get them on Amazon. I can send him the link,
yeah.
and it's like I got 2 of them, and they kind of arch over. They're super good. They have like 3 modes. They're the OT lights.
Yeah.
I think you can see it there, and they're super good. This is what I use. A lot of people make like LED rings.
Yeah. I have one of those also, but
Those are excellent if you can make it or if you can buy one. But like I already had one of these that are super good, so I just got a second one. Now they like go over like this and then shine light downward.
Yeah.
Super
I will
good.
say if you're looking for one of the ring lights, I think Joanne's had like the USB ring lights.
Oh yeah,
like $10 or $15.
You mean like the ones that go with a camera? You're talking about?
No. Well, I mean, you can kind of, I guess you can mount them with a camera, but they're really just like a ring light with a hole in the middle, and you can put whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean that's where I got the one that I have. Oh no, I got that one from Micro Center. The one I have, remember I showed you when you guys were here, that's broken. It's back there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it worked for a while, but it doesn't come with a plug. And so I was testing other plugs, and I noticed it made noise with certain plugs, like electrical.
You probably fried it, yeah.
But like I found one, it wasn't making the noise anymore. And then I don't know, maybe 6-8 months later, it just sometimes I turn it on, like I turn the power on, it pops on, and sometimes it doesn't. And I was like, I'm just done with it. I'm gonna throw it away.
Yeah, there could be something loose in there. You never know.
Yeah, because I want a ring light right here behind the camera so that it shines on my face, and I can get rid of this lamp that I have.
Yeah.
Until then, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I want to upgrade some of the stream stuff, but that's a whole other topic. But anyway, yes, you're laser cutting. Do you have anything you want to show to the audience out there that you've made, or you want to describe at least what you've made so far?
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, if you give me 1 second, I can go grab it. I just got to ask Becky where she put it. It's her Christmas present this year.
Yeah, go ahead and grab it, or like I said, you could describe it too.
Is it it's on the buffet? Oh, cool. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I want to start a new hobby so bad.
I need to get my 3D printer up and running again.
I've got to start practicing more of the crocheting stuff that I want to do. That's really it. But I have gotten into a new hobby technically. So.
Yeah.
Technically, I also did crocheting as well.
Tang, what's wrong with your 3D printer?
Oh, I just haven't plugged it in.
Oh, I see. I thought it got like unbalanced or something again.
No. I just need to plug it in and like test it and get another print up and running.
Okay. Couple things. So just as more of a test, when I first started like putting stuff together, and of course my cat broke it. But I made a couple little dice towers, which were kind of nice. Just little. Pop the dice in, they pop out. There's a little drawer you can stick them in.
Nice.
That was kind of neat. Yeah. They work pretty well. This was like a file that I found online. I didn't design this myself at all. So it's okay. It doesn't fit some of the slightly larger dice. Like if I have metal dice or something, they will not fit. They'll just get stuck somewhere inside.
Okay.
But I put those together, and then the big one. This was for Becky's Christmas present this year, because I'm a fucking sap.
He said I do.
So it's like a little, you can see there's like a little bit of a recess here for like the lakes and rivers and stuff like that. So this is 100% me. I put this whole thing together. I designed the whole map feature and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very
in like
nice.
Photoshop and whatnot, and like.
I love it.
How long did it take you?
A while to get like the actual design down for it, and then the printing. There were a couple of steps that didn't quite work out the way that I wanted. Apparently, if you print lines or if you cut lines that are too thin, it just burns the fuck out of the wood. Go figure. So I pulled it out, and like half the streets were just missing.
Oh.
And there was a big pile of ash on the floor. Yeah.
To focus, like the lasers.
Well,
too
the lines they're being burnt too close to each other. I think like because it's doing like a pass in one direction and then a pass on the other side to try and create like a road, like the outline of a road. But like they were so thin, it just wasn't really working. So I ended up just etching everything onto the front after getting like the lakes and rivers and stuff cut out.
Okay.
But I was super happy with how it came out.
Yeah, that's good.
And I got some plans. I'm already designing a couple things online or on my computer for D&D. I made her, which I don't think I have here. I made her a little spell book. I think I've shown that to you guys before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
For her wizard. That used laser cut leather too, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have some ideas with that laser cutter.
Yeah.
Did it smell?
Oh, it smells
Yeah.
awful.
Penny
Yeah.
leather?
Yeah,
I
well,
figured.
Yeah, it smells like death. It smells absolutely
Yeah,
horrendous.
you're burning flesh there, buddy.
You're burning flesh. Yeah, and it smells for days afterwards, by the way.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like I put that in the garage when I was doing it, and like I felt so bad. I'm like, yeah, your garage is gonna smell for a little while. I'm sorry. I did share the present, yes. Yeah, of course.
All right.
So
Now I gotta know the Godzilla one.
well, so the Godzilla one's pretty self-explanatory. Godzilla's had a big year this year.
Yeah, they had a new
It's
movie that
Godzilla
was
minus
apparently
one.
epic as shit.
Yeah, so I'll get into this one. So Godzilla's a big favorite of mine already, like big franchise favorite. So this year, super great movie came out, Godzilla -1. If you guys haven't seen it yet, like I'm really hoping it hits the streaming service sometime soon because it's so good.
But would you want
need
to see it in theater over streaming, or is it fine, you think?
What do you mean?
Like some movies I
it-
feel like translate
Oh.
better on big screen.
It does. So I saw it in theaters and it was really good in theaters. So I can't say like maybe if you have a big screen TV, turn the lights down, turn the volume up.
I like the streaming feature because you can pause.
Well, yeah, that's obviously
the
a
only
big one.
That's the only reason why I was just.
Bladder ain't what it used to be. You gotta pee after like an hour and a half, and these movies are 4 hours long now.
Right.
Like a 2-hour movie.
Did I ever
like,
tell you about the Spider-Man movie?
Oh dear Christ.
which one?
The newest one, the
Oh.
multiverse one.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What
not
about
No
it?
Way Home. The
No,
animated
the
one.
multiverse one.
Oh no, I haven't seen the new one yet.
So we were about. It's no secret that it ends on a cliffhanger. But we were about like probably 2.5 hours in, and that's around where my bladder starts to really
long
try
time,
to burst.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like feeling it, and I'm like, this is gonna either be a super quick ending or a cliffhanger because I have to pee, which means this movie should be over soon. Because usually that's like my indicator now. Because movies are so goddamn long that I can't hold it in for 3 hours when I drink the giant soda and the big ass bucket of popcorn.
The bucket of soda that they give you.
That's how
Yeah.
they get you.
I was like, holy shit. And I told that to Eric after we watched it, and I was like, I knew it was going to be a cliffhanger, or they were going to super rush the final stage of the movie, because I was like, I got to pee. And I'm at the brink. I can't hold it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's how I knew this
I hate when
movie
that
has gone
happens.
on for a long time.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, so this movie is well timed, I think. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but
I think it's about like 1.5, 2 hours, I think.
That's good. 1.5 to 2 hours is what all movies should
it's
strive
2 hours and 5 minutes.
for. Okay, it's not too bad, I guess.
Um,
Listen, if you have a
but
movie
like,
that's
it
more
keeps you-
than that, you need to just make it a fucking TV show.
yeah, or
I
a
think-
two-parter.
I think the Blue Man Avatar one was the big one that was like very long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people said...
Oh, Avatar's always long.
I literally
Yeah.
watched someone on a podcast say they slept through an hour of the movie and missed literally nothing. So, like,
Believe
they,
that.
they need to cut some of that shit out.
Yeah.
Make it a TV show and stop being a punk.
Yeah.
There was actually something I was gonna put on my 3x3. I left it out instead, but it was the Percy Jackson scene.
Oh,
that
right.
they
Oh, did you
just made
watch
for
it?
TV.
Oh, because they're getting the series, right?
They have it.
It
It's
came
out.
out.
They have it, yeah,
already.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
already.
the first I think 3 or 4 episodes are out already, and
Yeah.
it is
Is that on
fantastic
Amazon or Disney?
because
Disney.
it's a Disney, and
Okay.
because it's following the book so well too.
Yeah.
Like, it's doing
TV
such
shows do a
good
better job with that.
and
I think
they're it's so good, and the fact
Are
that
they
you
trying to
compare
do the entire first book, or they're trying to do
yeah,
all
it
7?
seems like they're going right into like this is gonna be the whole first book.
Okay.
Nice.
Judging by how quickly it's going, like progressing so well, like they're already out on the quest by the 3rd episode.
Mhm.
Okay, so I
So-
know where they are right now.
Yeah, so
And it's been a while since I've read those books.
yeah, it's been a while since I read those books, but it makes me want to read them again so badly. And like everyone's like, oh well, this happened in the movie. Just don't.
Yeah.
The movie was okay. It was, but
Movies
movie
never get
was-
it though,
The movie
Yeah.
was
completely.
rushed. And it
You
always
lose some
will
of the,
be.
that's
like,
exactly it.
Yeah, you
Movies
move
will
you
always
lose
do
some of
that.
the what do you
Always
call
will
it?
be rushed.
The magic.
The magic. Yeah,
Magic.
thank you.
Yeah, there's just so
The
much
nuance.
More yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so much more to it, and the fact that this is finally out. I know it's technically I didn't add it because technically it just started and will be going on to next year. So I was
Yeah.
on the
Well,
fence.
it still counts though. I mean, that goes into my Godzilla. So it wasn't just -1. -1 was fantastic. I would say
Yeah,
personally, Godzilla -1 was better than Shin Godzilla. If
Yeah,
nobody's
the other
seen
one was
Shin
Shin
Godzilla,
Godzilla.
watch it. It's weird.
I've never
But,
seen
like,
any Godzilla.
good? It's
You should
so
probably.
it's interesting. Shin Godzilla is a good way to get into it because it's like a
It's,
fresh Godzilla.
It's the one with
Um,
like the Kamen Rider and all that jazz, all the
What?
tonkatsu. I
Shin
think it's,
Godzilla?
no, I'm thinking of the other one. I think it's the Kamen Rider movie. Never mind.
Well, no. So some of the older Godzillas have like Ultraman and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
Like the
weird
one in this
like
meme?
mechs that people build.
Mhm.
Like the one in that meme you put on there.
In that meme was
Looks like Robot Chicken.
oh wait, who was he fighting with that?
Ultraman, I thought.
Was it Ultraman? It might have been. So
Wait, that's
okay,
that's a
so
scene from the
it-
movie. That's not Robot Chicken.
That's a scene. No, that's a scene from one of the Godzilla movies
It
back
is.
in like the
God.
70s or 80s.
Thought it was
And that is not what
Robot
like what do you think he's doing in that scene right there, Godzilla?
I thought it was Robot Chicken, and I thought he was like ready to spring into action.
Yeah, so that's him doing a flying kick.
Yeah.
Ah.
So he flies forward with his tail dragging on the ground. He just flies forward and like double kicks the other. It's stupid.
It's
I
hilarious.
love them. They're so ridiculous. The older movies. They're so absurd.
I'm pretty sure I sent someone a meme of it too.
Yeah, but like so Shin Godzilla was like kind of like a new start to the Godzilla franchise for Japan because they're still separate from the American Godzilla movies. They're still completely separate storyline wise. And it's really cool because like Shin Godzilla brings Godzilla in as like a villain again. Finally, where like he's not fighting anything. He just comes in and wants to fuck shit up, which is great. But they give him like these weird transformation stages. So like when he first comes in, he barely has arms and he's like flopping around in the fucking like city and just knocking buildings over. It's obnoxious. It's so much fun though. But this one felt like a movie, like an actual like movie with actors and characters that have importance. Godzilla was not really the center point, which I liked. He's seen more as like a force of nature. Like they know he's gonna come when he finally shows up, and like it's just a matter of reacting to him.
So I will say the only Godzilla movie I've ever seen is notoriously the one that Godzilla fans think is the worst. Do you want to guess which one it is?
The Matthew Broderick one from 2000.
That is correct. The Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick one from the 2000s.
Yeah, it's awful.
I thought it was okay. I mean,
It's not a bad movie. Okay, it's not a bad movie. It's not Godzilla. I'll put that out there.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's
just-
a mutated gecko or a mutated iguana, I think.
Oh, that
I don't
was it.
remember.
I think that's how the movie starts. It's like it's a mutated iguana.
I saw
So
it a
he
long
shows
time
up.
ago when my brother had the fucking bed sheets for it.
Yeah. He shows up in one of the Japanese Godzilla movies.
Oh, really? Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick?
No, the Godzilla.
Oh, the mutated
The same
gecko.
Godzilla shows up, like
Okay.
the same CGI and everything shows up in. I think it was Godzilla Millennium, Godzilla 2000. He shows up in that movie as like an inferior version of Godzilla,
That's pretty
and I think in
awesome.
the movie, I think they just called him Zilla
Zilla.
in the movie. And Godzilla, I think, beats the crap out of him in like 2 seconds. It's hilarious. It was Japan's way of like just kind of jabbing at American trying to like make a Godzilla movie.
It's like the same way that Japanese try to jab Americans for trying to do Power Rangers on Super Sentai.
Oh yeah, 100%.
talk
I
about that
sent
too.
you guys the video of the drop kick for anybody
Okay.
who wants to watch it.
So
All
yeah, take a
right.
look at that. But like, so let me talk up -1 for 2 seconds.
Sure.
It was a fantastic movie. The plot is like heart wrenching. Like it's one of those movies like you're watching and you don't expect to want to cry while watching a Godzilla movie,
Okay.
but you're watching. So it takes place right after the end of World War II
Okay.
in Japan, which it didn't go well for them.
Yeah.
At the end of World War II. And it goes into that. The main character, without giving too much away, because it happens in the beginning, the main character is a kamikaze pilot
Oh.
who, when he had his moment, to do his thing, got scared and didn't do it. And like he backed out of the whole thing. He made up a way for himself to like, get to land his plane and not go through with killing himself. And the whole movie centers around him as a character, coming to terms with like survivor's guilt, and like you see like the destruction, because he's from, I think he's from Hiroshima.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where he lived before the war. And so like the whole thing goes into like he lost his whole family when that bomb fell. And then like it just dives into it's really great from that perspective. And then Godzilla shows up and just becomes like they call it -1 because the idea is that Japan is at its zero moment. Like it's fallen as far as it's ever fallen. Its economy is in the shambles. Its society is like people are living in huts in what used to be cities. And then all of a sudden, this like force of nature shows up and just makes it an extra bit worse, But it's a really, really great story. It has a fantastic ending, in my opinion. It's 100% worth the watch if you get a chance to. That being said, it's not the only reason Godzilla's on there, because there are also two other things I'll talk about really quick. America has a Godzilla TV series that just came out this year.
Oh, did it?
Called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters.
Okay.
It was on Apple TV.
So no one watched it.
Right. But it's really good. So it focuses on the American Godzilla franchise. So like Godzilla and Kong, those movies.
Oh yeah.
It focuses on those and the organization Monarch that kind of like oversees and like keeps track of these titans.
Mm-hmm.
As they're sleeping, and it goes into like their history, like where the organization started. They tie it directly into the movies almost immediately, which is great. It's got Kurt Russell in it, who's doing a fantastic job.
Interesting.
Oh.
And just overall, and it does like some time skips. So it goes into like it takes place right after the first Godzilla movie in 2014, the first American Godzilla movie. So it takes place and it follows some people who survived that encounter with Godzilla in San Francisco. And then it jumps back into like the 1940s when they had their first sightings of Godzilla and like they tried to kill him with like an atomic bomb. It's great. I'm like I think 7 episodes in right now, and it is
over.
No, it's still going. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
still going. It just started at the end of this year.
Nice. Right,
but I'm really enjoying it so far.
I'm gonna pause you right there. I'm gonna run
Yeah.
to the bathroom and grab another drink. If you want to
Okay.
pause, you can. If you want to talk about your Godzilla stuff still, go ahead.
Yeah. There's the one other thing that I'm going to put out there for you guys to watch. If you get the chance to, is the trailer for the new Godzilla movie coming out next year, which is it has the most anime name I've ever seen for an American movie. It's called Godzilla X Kong:
The New Empire?
The New Empire.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what the movie's about. It's hard to tell from the
I
trailer,
can't-
but it
I
looks
can't
cool.
tell
It looks
from- I
good.
can't
Like
tell the tell.
Godzilla and Kong, I think at one point team up against like another like Kong-sized gorilla. So it looks really good. So I can't wait to see that. But that's pretty much it for my Godzilla stuff. Like it's just it's been a good year in my opinion for Godzilla content coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
If anybody out there is into Godzilla, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm a fucking weirdo.
I know probably people who are into the Godzilla franchise and the Kaiju series specifically. I know when we went to like Dragon Con, we went to like one of those secondhand stores. You were like gushing over. Them,
Oh, yeah.
Over the Kaiju stuff. Like I get it.
Kaiju stuff is fun. I mean, like America
Big
has like
bombs.
kind of tiptoed into it a bit, but like,
Big monsters wreaking havoc. They did stuff. I think that was the Pacific Rim, but
well, that's
still
Pacific Rim was, in my opinion, a lot of fun. I loved that
Yeah.
movie. Kind of wish it had like
I enjoyed it.
did it get a sequel? I don't think it did.
It did get a sequel, but
Did
it
it?
didn't follow. I don't believe it followed the original cast.
Pacific Rim Uprising. Yeah, you're right. 2018. I don't think I ever watched this. It was a Netflix movie.
It was a Netflix movie, Pacific. But
Yeah,
I don't think
I think
it
you know what I
followed-
think it was. I think I heard really bad things about it, so
Yeah,
I never
it
bothered
did-
to watch it.
It didn't technically follow. It followed after the first Pacific Rim movie, but it didn't use the original cast. It's like a few years after the fact.
Yeah,
I believe that's what it was.
I might check it out at some point. Netflix has a lot of good Godzilla content if you're looking for other
I'll take a
stuff
look
to
at
watch. There was a show
I
that
need
came
some
out,
in
I
the
think, in
background.
2019, 2020. It was like a 3-part anime. It was an anime, 3-parter for Godzilla. It takes place in like the far future of Earth.
The only Godzilla film I remember off the top of my head has been the one with Mothra.
The recent one with Mothra, the American
No,
one.
it's an old 90s.
Oh, the old
like,
ones. Yeah,
90s,
yeah,
the
yeah.
old one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those were good. And then
That one
Mothra
I
got her
remember.
own like franchise, like spin-off movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all I remembered from it. I don't remember anything else from it.
Yeah.
I should probably
Mothra
watch.
was-
I do want to get to watch -1.
-1. Yeah, it is really good. Erica, I don't know if you're talking, but you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, you are muted. Yes, you
You
are.
can see the little mute symbol on your thing.
Still muted.
How long was I muted for?
Probably a while. I haven't heard you
Probably.
talking a bit.
Okay, I was actually talking for a while
Yeah,
I
now.
apologize.
That sucks.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Godzilla stuff. I'm just super psyched about what's going to happen next year
Nice,
with
nice.
all of it.
All right, go to your next one.
What's the middle one?
The next one is a pretty self-explanatory one if you like Zoids.
Zoids.
Oh,
But it's fucking
right.
Zoids.
Yeah.
It's the worst Zoid. I
Hey,
put that
oh,
out there on
I
purpose.
Shut your
I
fucking
still
mouth.
don't
That's the
speak to
best
it.
Zoid.
The Mulga, come on.
I love that little
Right.
guy, man. He was one of my
He's
favorite
adorable.
models
Look
when
at
I bought
Pichu's
it.
response to this one, though.
Was Oh yeah, the fifth one's tentacle, yeah. I wanted to find like the Mulga with like the biggest gun I could find on it because that's the only way it's at all useful.
You know what used
So
to
why
piss
is
me off
Zoids
about?
on here?
You want to know what pissed me off about
The
Zoid's
D-Bison.
action figures, by the way? Well, not
What?
action figures, but the model kits. When I was growing up as a kid, so the Mulga, the one he's talking about, the little worm guy,
Yeah.
when you buy this kit, he doesn't come with that giant cannon, right?
No.
He is an
In the
accessory.
show, they do equip some of them with the cannons, but he's kind of like a fodder one. Like, they have like hundreds of them and they get wrecked.
Yeah. They're
But
the Imp Guard.
I always got annoyed as a kid that they didn't sell a model, like, upgrade kit where I could just buy the gun and put it on him.
Yeah.
Because a big thing with Zoids was like you could swap parts and shit on the show.
They were customizable, by the pilot. Yeah.
But they never did that with the model kits, and that always annoyed the
Yeah.
shit out of me. So when I saw
Yeah.
this little
don't think
kit,
it
I was
does with
like,
the Liger.
I wonder if that exists.
I think it might be an actual kit. So
I don't think
I
that
probably a more
canon
recent one, though.
exists. Yeah, unless
No,
it's
they
new.
haven't had any Zoid
Yeah.
Zoid franchises in such a long time.
No, they had
Yeah.
the game came out last year. There was a Switch game that came out. It's just they always do fucking like fighting game versions of them, and it's like that's
yeah,
not what
I
we
didn't
want.
hear great
Like
things
the
about
Dynasty
that.
Warriors type style.
Not
we
even.
want the GameCube games to come back, basically.
Yeah, it's like a 1v1 fighter is what they keep bringing out.
Yeah.
It's like no one wants that. There's so much you
No.
can do with the franchise. It's a fucking animal mech. Like make something better.
What was the GameCube game called? I'm trying to remember.
I have it in there.
Zoids Battlegrounds, something like that.
Battle something.
Battle City
Battle
Tournament.
Legends.
It might be.
Yeah, I think it was Zoids Battle Legends. I
Battle
think
Legends.
actually.
Battle Legends.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun because I mean it's still like a fighting game in the sense, but like you run around like a cityscape and like fight multiple Zoids at the same time, like in the city. You know.
That's Dynasty Warrior style, basically.
Yeah, it was very, very Dynasty Warriors similar, which I loved that.
Well,
so
when I think
much.
of Dynasty Warriors, I think of you're fighting hundreds of them and you're taking over places. That's not how that gameplay was.
Well, I mean, it's more like mission based. Like you have an objective, and like that's like they set you on a map, and that's your objective. But
Yeah,
it's
most
still a lot of
Dynasty
fun.
Warriors are like that.
But like so this year, like obviously I started getting into the Zoid model making. I've only had the one just because I could only afford it. I have the other one sitting at home, but I'm waiting for somebody else so that we can stream it.
Who are you waiting for?
Who do you fucking think? I thought we were gonna stream these at the same time, weren't we?
The only one who has a Zoid kit at the moment.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't have one.
Well, so I have some ideas for Zoid building for streaming content wise. I won't get too much into it because I don't really know the details myself, but I did buy a very, very expensive ginormous Zoid
You did.
that I do want to build on stream. Because I know Jesse is super into him, my plan was to force him to come down to Georgia and help me build this one on stream. Just like the two of us kind of like digging through it. And then maybe even making it like a month where like each one of us picks a model kit of some kind of build, and then the finale is like a weekend where we just like you come down and we tackle this monster together because this thing is fucking huge, man. That
It
thing
is gigantic.
When I saw it the first time, I saw it at not Dragon Con. What con was it? Do you remember?
Whatever
Erica?
one you guys were at, yeah.
Anime, is it AMA?
It might have been
Anime
Anime
Weekend?
Weekends.
It
I don't remember what con it was, but we went to a convention.
was AWA.
Yeah, and I saw
Yeah.
this thing, right? And I went over to take a picture of it, and the guy thought I was buying it, so he started taking the price tags off. And he's like, "Oh, I'll take these off for you." I was like, "Oh, I'm not buying it. I just want to take a picture for my friend." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he started putting the price tags back on it. And I texted you, but you were taking so goddamn long to answer me that
I know. Yeah.
I circled back.
What
And
I was doing that day.
I circled back and I looked at Eric and I was like, "I'm buying it for a birthday present for myself. I don't care." And I went over there. And
That's why it was AWA, because it was for your
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, I went over there and I looked at the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm buying it," and he was like, "Oh yes, yeah, it's yours finally." And he took the price tags back off the damn thing.
He's like,
And
I don't have to fucking carry this thing around anymore.
This thing is so big; it has its own fucking handle, dude. It's
Yep.
we
Is it
we
the
put it
Kong
next to
one?
Becky. I wish we saw the picture. We put it next to Becky. It's
Yeah.
actually like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
The box.
What
If you
model
put it,
is
put
box,
it on
yeah.
its size. I have it right
Put it
here.
next to Becky?
Yeah. Remember when she came to visit?
Oh, that's right.
What model is this?
It's
Is that
called
is that
the,
the Kong one you were looking at,
It
right?
was like Go Jewels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like one of the special ones, like King Go Jewels or something like that.
Gojulus the ogre.
Oh
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
heck is okay? Go-
Yeah, like, see how big that thing is.
go-
This thing.
the ogre.
Yeah, just look at the picture.
What the heck is that?
It's got its own little handle and everything.
This is a giganto boy. What
Jesus
the heck?
Christ.
Yeah, man.
That's
and
gonna
then
take a month
He's
together.
a big boy.
no, it's gonna take a weekend. That's why we're
Yeah.
gonna stream it.
I hope.
Yeah, this is a weekend build.
Yeah, you're gonna
Some
come up.
long ass streams.
You're gonna come
12
up
hours a
Friday.
day.
Weekend build.
We're gonna pick
What
up Friday,
the-
Saturday, Sunday. You're gonna come up Friday. We're gonna build it all Saturday, Sunday, and pray
Yeah.
that it's done, and then send your ass home on Monday.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm excited for that. So I'm excited for that, and like getting back into a hobby like that because I have been wanting to model kit build for a long time.
I
Um,
stare at my bottle boxes right
Well, that's
now.
the thing. Like when I was a kid, like I never had any of those. Like I never bought Zoids as a kid. Like I loved the show
Mhm.
when I was growing up. I absolutely was obsessed, but like I could never find shops that sold them.
Yeah, you found we
We
found
found
that
ours
Dragon
in-
Con.
We found ours at Walmart. My mom bought them at Walmart.
I never saw them when I was a kid. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't like. I don't know. But like
were
I
in the-
never saw them. I never got them.
They were in the toy section. I think
Um,
the Walmart didn't really understand
Yeah.
what they were either, so they just threw them in
Right.
the toy section.
But like getting older now, and I'm like, I usually have adult money.
That's what she
So
said.
I started wanting to get into them, and then I bought this one. I got the D Bison sitting in the box still. Which if we're not going to do that on stream at the same time, then I'm going to start streaming that probably next, maybe not next month, maybe like February, something like that. But I'm going to start putting that together on stream.
Okay.
And but like that got me reinvigorated, so I started watching the whole show,
Oh, did you?
both shows.
Both shows. I was gonna say, which is the better show?
Yeah, so like, well, I mean, there's more than 2 shows,
There's
but like,
more than
Oh, is
two.
there?
I started watching
Yeah.
Chaotic Century, and then what's the second one? New
it's
Century
the
Zero or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like the one with the ligers.
Yeah. Well, they always have like ligers. That's like the staple thing, Yeah, Zoid's New Century was the second one.
Chaotic Century is another one.
Chaotic Century was the first one. That was the one that actually had like a plot with like a war going on between factions. The second one was New Century, and that was like a battle game, like a competition style Zoids.
Yeah, the battle begins with the other one. I think.
And then there were a couple after that, like Zoid Fusors, I think, but
Yeah.
I never watched any of that stuff.
Mhm.
So I started watching the first 2 shows again, and like I started playing the Game Boy Advance game again, which in my opinion is like one of the best Zoids games because the customization options, like
All right.
you don't get to run around with the Zoids. It's a turn-based RPG.
Okay.
But there's some strategy and like a field placement because I think you have like three positions in the front, 3 positions in the rear, and that can determine like what you can get hit by.
Sounds like a tactical game.
Yeah, it kind of is, but like it's not. It's a side by side turn based. Like it's almost like a Pokemon battle game. Like you get into the fight, and then it's just like your guys here, their guys there,
Oh.
and then
okay.
you just kind of do your thing.
Mhm.
But there's a tactics game I think for Xbox 360 that I have. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be. But it is a turn-based tactics game with Zoids, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, so I was getting into it this year, so I figured it should probably be on the list. Moving forward, since I've talked a lot about Godzilla and Zoids, Cyberpunk 2077, the game that I can't stream.
You could.
No, I can't.
Why?
You can't.
It's very adult.
There is a I think there's a streamer setting. I think.
Is there like a nudity? I mean, like it's a very adult game.
There
Yeah,
is
it's
because
so
people
involved in
have
games.
streamed it.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess there has to be a way to do it,
Yeah,
correctly.
Yeah, you would either have to do a kind of like
an 18 plus kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go that far on ours because I mean there's a lot of titties in the game, a lot of titties. But it's a fun game and it had a bad rap when it came out first. It started off very poorly.
It got a lot of bugs.
But it got a lot of love by the developers. They made a lot of updates. The most recent update came right before the first DLC. And completely revamped the character customization options.
Yep.
So that changed the game completely, which it made it a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. But I've been in love with this game. I'm almost gonna say it's my new Skyrim. I haven't started modding it yet, so I'm curious to see what I can get into the game from that. But I think and if you haven't watched it, watch. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. You live in the same house as him.
Yeah, I'm just cleaning because I spilled some beer, so just keep going.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
Got it.
He's
Okay,
trying to hide his
sorry.
party foul.
I know.
And by some, I mean like half a fucking tall boy, so like it's taking me a minute.
Oh.
I was sitting there
yeah,
as it was like leaking onto my pants, and I'm like, well, I gotta just take it. But
if you guys are into anime,
Yes.
but not so much into Cyberpunk 2077, the game, but watch the show on Netflix if you haven't already.
yeah, we've seen it. It's
Oh, you
10
have
out of
seen it?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
10 out of 10,
Yeah.
dude.
Fantastic
watched
fucking show. I really wish they were going to get a second season, but the creator said he's not doing it.
No.
It was a one and done.
Given the way that it ended, I kind of got that it was.
Yeah, but like they could do like a second season with totally different characters
They
True.
could.
because it's a universe at that point. It's a whole setting.
They could, but.
Yeah, I
But,
thought about the same thing. I was kind of hoping they would make more, but I don't want them to basically kill a good thing by making too much of it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm happy with it the way that it is. It's a short show. It's a fun show. It ties into the game sometimes, like a little bit,
If
but
they
not
do
enough to like make it gimmicky.
If they do make more, I just hope that they don't go prequel heavy with it and just make, like you said, new characters.
I want same universe, like Night City. Just add. There's so many, like, as you play the game, there's so many different factions and there's so many different things going on with like the corporations and stuff like that. There's just a ton of stuff that they could do with it.
Yeah.
But
I've heard good things
the
about
game has been really
Cyberpunk. I've had like 6 different people tell me to play it, and I do own it. But
Yeah.
it's like
it's worth playing.
It's a
right now.
long game, so it's like
Yeah,
it's in my
mean,
list of 60
It's
fucking
most,
long
like most RPGs nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But it is like when like it seems like another like first person like Skyrim like open world RPG. But the moment you jump off of a building with a like a laser katana and like you get these abilities that allow you to like slow time around you and you can like zip between fucking people. It's so freaking cool, man.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
It is awesome. So that's that. And then obviously the bottom, I think everybody can recognize the bottom left.
Yeah.
Dragon
Well, we
Con.
all recognize the
There's
Marriott.
Dragon Con.
The Marriott carpet.
Yep, 2023 was the first Dragon Con that I ever went to. Gotta say, I want to go back every year now. It was a fucking blast.
We already purchased tickets, so it's.
And I'm gonna say I'm gonna tie in the two at the bottom because the one right next to it is cosplay.
That's
is
what we
this
thought.
cosplay? Because that was the
that says something about cosplay. So
yeah. I mean, it's the first time that I got back into cosplay since COVID.
Okay.
Yep.
And I was super excited about it. And now it's kind of gotten me on the ball of like wanting to come up with new costumes and stuff like that again.
Yeah, I love that.
Coming back to Dragon Con. I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, it almost reminded me of like going back to like my early years at Otakon.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I started doing Otakon when I was in my 20s, and it was like a big party fucking convention at that point.
It was the Spider-Man
yeah.
cosplay, wasn't it?
The Spider-Man cosplay did it for me, 100%. I was so
knew it.
happy with how that
Nice.
fucking turned out. I was so happy.
So happy for you to say that.
I think it came out great. I'm excited to wear the costume again. Like
Nice.
any convention at this point is gonna be in there in some
gonna be in the
fashion. I might
lineup?
make a couple of changes here and there as it like progresses, but like
Yeah, I gotta change mine up again too because I was
Yeah.
not
Same.
happy with the way it came out. It
Yeah.
was
I
it's
thought it
way
was great.
better.
you guys both look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, part 3. This is like the 3rd iteration of that cosplay, and it came out good. But like,
Yeah.
every time I would look at it, I'm like, there's more to be done. I need more things. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a part. I'm gonna do a version 2 on that one. I'm also
Yeah.
gonna do like a version 3 of Aqua. So
nice, yes,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
I have to bite the bullet this time round, and I will have to do the bun.
Finally,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm
know
trying to
he's
get
been-
this
he's
man to
been
do a
hard.
bun in his hair for so long, and he's like, "No, motherfucker, I'm gonna do anything else."
I've been trying that with my actual hair, so it's been working. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
continuing on.
Change
but yeah, like
subject
I mean,
quickly.
the first costume that I did that weekend, I think it was the Friday costume, the
It
purple
was
suit.
Yes, it was the Warehouse 13.
The really obscure Warehouse 13
Yeah.
reference that
Very
one I
obscure.
called it one person at the convention got.
Did the actor also got it as well?
Not at first.
Okay, that's
I will
fine.
be honest, not at first. But like he
I
did that
remember.
episode 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Can't blame him.
And it was one episode in the show. But no, he eventually I pointed out, I'm like, yeah, you know, that's who, and he's like, oh my god, I totally see it now. He was a super nice guy, by the way. That was one of the best meet and greets I've ever had with an actor.
Nice.
Oh,
Because he was
Never
like,
done
it was so he had a small line. He's not a very big
Yeah.
actor. He hasn't been in a lot of stuff.
mhm.
But you know, the first woman in line apparently goes to his line every single convention that he's at. Whenever he's like, he comes to Dragon Con every year.
The commitment.
And she's like the first in line every time. Like he's giving her hugs and he's talking to her and like, you know, how you've been doing this year. She's like she was wheelchair bound, so you know, I'm sure she's having
Okay.
some, you know, things. But super nice guy. He was really excited to see people. He gave us all hugs and was like having, you know, doing selfies and stuff with us. So I had a really good time with that. You know, doing the con, the typical like con crawl through the vendors area this year
Good
was
stuff.
awesome. That vendors area is phenomenal.
Yeah, man.
My only complaint with the Dragon Call is like vendor crawl. If we had to like submit, like we had to commit to a full day.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
You have to commit to a full day. You
It's
can't
just-
be like, oh yeah, it's 7:00. We'll go to the fucking vendor hall, I guess.
Yeah, you
For
have
a
to
bit.
Vendor call
commit.
was at 10.
You have to commit a whole day, and honestly, you're just better off doing it that way. It's just
Yeah,
because the
get
first
it all done at once.
the first year me and Erica went, we went I think multiple times, but the line wasn't very long. But the second
Yes.
year and now this year is the third year. Like the
Wrapping
line
around
is,
that fucking block.
the line is astronomical. It's like if you're
Yeah.
gonna wait an
It goes
hour and a
around,
half.
It goes around the building, inside the garage area,
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
like snakes around that, and then outside that.
If you're gonna wait an hour to 2 hours for a line,
Yeah.
I don't want to leave the building. Like it's
Yeah.
just like I want to stay there. I want to make sure I get everything I'm gonna purchase,
Yep.
and then call it a day for there. And then obviously, you know, we could always next time afterward just do some of the nightlife stuff that same day.
Yeah.
I know some
That'd be
friends
fun.
who are actually going to be at Dragon Con next year, so I'll probably hit them up too.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go this year. It'll depend on money and other things if we go for more than just like 2 days. But we
Yeah.
bought the full pass because we bought it on cheap.
We all bought the full
Yeah.
passes.
So hopefully we'll be able to go the whole time. My only worry is that Dragon Con's a huge thing down here in Georgia to the point
Yeah.
where like I'm always afraid that I'm gonna put in the time for it and someone else is gonna do the same, and then we're gonna have to fight to see who can get the time off for it. But
Yeah.
hopefully it won't be a problem. Even if it is, I mean that's what calling out is for.
Well, right, and like you don't work weekends usually.
No, I know, but like just trying to get like
no,
the
Erica
Thursday and
does, which could be a
Friday.
problem. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
trying to get
Thursday
that
and Friday
Thursday
stuff.
and Friday off alone is tough because it's Labor Day weekend, so there's sometimes
Yep.
people just wanting to take Friday off for other reasons, and then
Yep.
I know for a fact that there's at least 2 to 3 people that I work with that like going to conventions to some
Yeah.
extent. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'll be right
yeah,
back.
but normally they're like, yeah, I'll just do the weekends. I'm not going to take days off for it. So hopefully that
Right.
kind of continues. So
Yeah.
I could snake the days every time.
Fingers crossed.
Mhm. Yeah, and then your last one down there is give me the hooves.
What is that? I wonder.
Give me the hooves. Which must be a
Yeah.
World of Warcraft reference.
I think it's a World of Warcraft reference. I'm not
That's
sure.
definitely a World of Warcraft reference.
Give me the hooves. Because every day I do a quest that I'm like, why? Why is this? Do these bears not have tongues? What the fuck is
These bears
happening
not
here?
have hearts?
Like,
Does these spiders not have spider legs?
I saw when looking for that photo, I saw a wonderful little comic somebody wrote, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this should be easy. I just need a couple of raptor heads and some zebra hooves." And then like they walk out into the fucking thing, and it's a bunch of zebras with no hooves, like trotting around, and a bunch of raptors with their heads cut off already, just trotting around. It's ridiculous.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's World of Warcraft. We've talked about it enough at this point. So
Have we though?
Have we?
yeah.
So
because-
okay,
yeah,
so I'll
we
ask you the
talked
same
a lot
question I
about
asked
it.
Erica. What's your favorite version of WoW?
That's a tough one.
Because we have hardcore, retail, classic,
And
classic
Battle
Wrath.
So
Yeah.
what's
So-
retail?
Retail is basically like the WoW that's been progressing. So every single update, every single expansion that continues on.
Mhm.
Retail is the most recent version of World of Warcraft.
Ah.
So it includes all the previous content minus whatever changes happened during Cataclysm and whatever Dragon Flight or whatever stupid shit. I don't
Dragon, yeah, Dragon something is what they're on now.
But like, it's like the current modern iteration with all the bells and whistles, the Pokemon fighting, all that stuff is in there.
Pokemon fighting.
The Pokemon fighting. You know the little pets that you can get, like the little mechanical squirrels and the reindeer and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
In a later version of the game, you can battle those against other players.
Wow.
Other players' companions. And the problem
Yeah.
with it, though, which is why no one does it, is that unless you have like one of the ones you had to buy or get for some
the
rare
rare
events,
companions. Yeah.
if you just get a normal creator, they're fucking garbage. If you have
Yeah,
like
like-
Diablo, you're gonna fucking wreck everyone. It's very annoying.
Yeah. It's like throwing the Rattata out against a fucking Dragonite.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I got this cockroach from Undercity for 75 silver, and you're like, that's cool. Here's my dragon whelp that I got from the Burning Crusade expansion.
Yeah, here's my Zergling that you could only get if you pre-ordered StarCraft 2. It's
Yeah,
like,
my
what?
little Diablo.
Oh.
Or here's my Space Marine you could only get if you played fucking Brood War back in '94. It's like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about, dude? I have a
Yeah.
snake that I found in the wild. Like,
Yeah. I tamed this squirrel, goddammit.
yeah, it's
Give
like,
me this.
You're like, cool story, bro. I got this like rare drop from like the final dungeon in the game. It's a cat.
yeah, for real. Like, it's insane. It's so funny that they did it. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is a great idea," and then as soon as they realized that the rare ones are better, they're like, "This was a terrible fucking idea. Why did you do
Oh,
this,
yeah.
Blizzard?"
You can like train them and level them and shit like that. Like
You
it gets-
can,
it gets
but a level
rough.
20 snake is still not going to beat a level 20 Zergling.
No, definitely not. Never in a
No,
million
nah.
years.
Never. Never.
And there was the brief moment, the very brief moment, where World of Warcraft had a parallel card game
Oh.
Did it?
that came out. Yeah, World of Warcraft, the trading card game. Yes. And one of the things that they love to do because it's Blizzard, World of Warcraft trading card game had cards with a
Yeah.
scratch-off code
Oh.
that would get you in-game exclusive items and like mounts and shit. So there's certain mounts you could only get from a card that you can't find anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Bastards. What are
Yeah,
they, Nintendo?
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And like so like they did that and like it got nuts. The game died eventually and ended up spawning Hearthstone.
Oh, that's
Oh,
okay.
Which plays very similar to the actual physical trading card game, but not identical.
Oh.
They got rid of a couple things. Like they had quest cards where like you could actually do things like on your turn to complete a quest. and get like a bonus from that and shit like that. You could have like equipment cards attached to your character, like weapon cards and stuff like that. They killed most of that stuff and just went with like here's your character and here are your like companion characters that you can throw out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of fun. I loved the trading card game. I thought it was such a great game. They had a co-op where you could do like raids.
Mm-hmm.
So one person could buy like the Onyxia battle pack and play as Onyxia while all the other players played as their individual classes fighting Onyxia.
See, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I don't know why they ever fucking got rid of it, to be
It
honest.
didn't make money. I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's-
Blizzard
yeah.
didn't make money. Get that
Probably.
shit out of my face.
Well, compared to like running an online only card game where they don't have to actually print anything,
Yeah.
like I can see completely why they would do it because it's cheaper to do it that way. But like, it was such a
Sounds
good
like
game.
It looks like
I'm so mad that I got rid of all my cards.
The solution to that would be to just make the game again, but make it digital, and don't make a card game.
Yeah, 100%. That would have been the best thing. But Hearthstone is again like I would say 75% the same as the other game.
Mhm.
There was just a couple of like little nuances that made it more fun.
All right. With that, we're gonna
Yeah,
go over
that's it.
to our final one, which is Tang's 3x3 for the year of 2023. Before we get to that, though, I
Yeah.
just want to say thank you anyone who's been catching this and watching it. We will be
Yeah.
posting this VOD on our YouTube, most likely probably tomorrow. And
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, right
Got
before the
himself
end
there.
of the year. I was gonna say
Tomorrow.
tonight, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it's already 10:30 p.m. We're not putting it up tonight, so it's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. I'll probably set the premiere date for like I don't know, like 11 a.m. or noon,
Yeah.
so you can watch it
Noon.
there. And yeah, you can go over to our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Put the exclamation point socials. I will say there's some new TikToks that we put up there. Go ahead and watch them. They're excellent. Great job, Erica, on that. Was the last one, the World of Warcraft one. Peak, so good. Every time I watch it, I fucking laugh. I love it. I just wish it was longer, more.
What did I
need
miss? I
more.
missed something.
But
It stopped
after-
right there, so I had to stop it there.
Yeah, but after that, I will say we're going to go on to our fourth 3x3 for the year of 2023. Is there any other comments or questions about Jesse's before we move on?
I don't think so.
You want me to talk about Godzilla more? I can talk about Godzilla more.
Looks like we're going to have to do a podcast where all you do is talk about Godzilla and convince me to
Godzilla
watch.
I'll do a kaiju podcast. Hell yeah!
Convince me to watch
That
one.
would be fun.
I'll just do other kaiju that you like that anime or manga, whatever it is you're.
Dude,
reading.
you should read that manga. You will like it.
no, I'm interested now that you said it. Like I'll read kaiju shit.
When
I don't
you
care.
come
We'll-
down
we'll-
to
we'll go
play to play Zoids with me, basically I'm gonna give you the 9 or 10 that I have, and I'm gonna be
The
like,
toys.
here you go. All right, so we're on Tang's 2023 3x3. I can recognize a couple of these things, but why don't
I
you go ahead
can't.
and start from the top left there?
So top left is actually my kind of my all-time favorite. So, basically the artist known as Otto is very, very great. She has done so much range and variety of songs that it's hard to not hate any of them. Because she basically can do between ballads and hard metal like grunges.
I was gonna say, I think you
And-
sent me one of her songs once, right?
Yeah, I've sent her one of your songs, and she can basically like do the kind of like the metal rolls and all that jazz.
Growl.
Yeah, the metal ground, all that jazz. Her
Mhm.
range, if you've because I knew about her last year because of the One Piece Red film, because she did all the songs, and those songs range from pop to like metal to like very like lovely ballads. She can do a range. And
What's her name again?
Ado, ADO.
I will say, I have to give this to Japanese artists. A lot of them love to dive into weird like subgenres and stuff.
Mm.
And if you ever really listen, I'll say this for openers specifically, but any J metal, what makes Japanese metal so different from normal metal is that they always include these weird little segments that just don't sound like the rest of the song for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still somehow
This-
meshes really well. And when he showed me one of her songs, I was like, oh yeah, I can tell this is like J metal influence.
Yeah, this
and
one
stuff.
like this girl can take it up to like 11 with her how she can change between like her vocal ranges between a song in general. and
Yeah.
she did one specifically that's called Show, and that one she has a range.
Mhm.
She could go from rap to like from pop to rap to like a very grungy like sounds, and it's
Mhm.
awesome. And there's not a single song in her entire playlist in Spotify that I haven't like hated, and there's none.
Oh.
The
Nice.
second one is my little soot buddy. He's up there. Actually, he's on the Christmas
Oh,
tree
yeah.
right now.
Mm,
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
gave
I
one
saw
to
that you.
Erica.
I saw an Instagram post you put. I think it was Instagram. You posted them on your Christmas.
Oh
tree.
yeah,
It's cute.
I've been loving my little suit buddies.
I
But
love
this is
Super.
Yeah, but this one specifically is not actually just for the suit buddies, but it's just for cons in general. So I've been to other cons except for Dragon Con, and we talked about that at length,
Mhm.
and we're going to it again.
Mhm.
I've
Probably.
gone to a couple of local cons around here. One of them is for Apocalypse, which is a kind of furry convention, which is why I posted this one in Stanford.
I was gonna ask you to invite me to some conventions that you've been going to, but I don't want to go to that one. I'm sorry.
No, this was only for one day, so I just wanted to see how
Oh,
it
okay.
was. I just want to see
Jesse's
how it
afraid
was.
he'll fall in love.
I am. Ever since Lola Bunny in
Oh my goodness.
Space Jam.
Then I also went to like NYCC for a day, and I've also gone to a couple places. Like my next con is MagFest, which is in January.
I will
It's
say
not
with
in
the convention stuff, I feel like this year conventions.
hasn't been a lot.
I've been a little lulled on conventions last year and the year before
Yeah.
that, but this year I kind of fell back in love with them again. I mean, we
Yeah.
went to
Yeah, I think
like 3, I think, this year, Erica, and all 3 of them I feel like I had such a good time.
Yeah. They're hitting
I
full
found
stride
a-
again since COVID.
yeah, I've been loving the cons as we've gotten back into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm like hoping for more like grander, like bigger like either costumes I would love to do and then bring to these cons, and I'm gonna be probably gonna hold my ground to do that this next year,
Mm-hmm.
and get my list of like 7 that I need to actually get done.
Only 7?
That's that's a short list.
Yeah.
There's more, but there's other ones I want priority over. So we know the third one is World of Warcraft. We spoke at length.
Yes.
We've done
But
Wrath
What
of
is
the
your
King.
favorite World of Warcraft?
I've actually been liking the season of Discovery,
Let's
which
go.
is actually pretty
Let's
good.
go.
So
It is fun.
the War Wrath of the Lich King is fine, but we haven't been really touching into that one particularly together as a group.
If
Like,
season
since
didn't
it's-
exist, we would be
Yeah.
probably level 50 in fucking
Yeah.
Wrath right now.
Can I just say
Yeah.
really quick? Did I ever actually answer your question on that?
About
No.
what? About what's your
On What
favorite?
my favorite one was currently?
Don't
No,
think-
actually, no, you didn't.
I did not, because I was gonna say Burning Crusade Classic, but that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, Burning Crusade
Yeah.
Classic was dope. You and
but
I
I
went hard on Burning Crusade Classic.
We did.
yeah.
It was so much fun though.
It was.
Really brought it back. But I mean, I'm also gonna say Season of Discovery only because I haven't gotten far enough in Wrath for anything to be different.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
Wrath is
seen
almost
anything.
over.
I
I haven't seen
know.
anything. I haven't seen anything really like that hits me with Wrath of the Lich King, but Season of Discovery has been very fun.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh.
learning how to use a shaman tank, which is fun. I haven't done really tanking before,
Yeah.
so it's really
Just so
fun
you
to
guys
do.
know, in
Like,
terms of Wrath of Lich King for Tang and Erica, the
mhm.
next expansion is called Cataclysm, and they
Oh.
already announced that Classic Cataclysm is coming soon. And
Yeah.
when Cataclysm came out, it changed everything, and I mean like maps,
Everything.
actual like
Oh.
places,
Whole
changed.
zones. Yeah.
The zones
And
change?
they've already announced that they're not going to keep any Lich King servers alive. They're going to nuke all of them.
They didn't do that with Burning Crusade either.
Yeah, and they're going to no.
No.
No,
you're right,
there's not a
they did.
single Burning Crusade
So-
server open.
They kept some of the classic WoW servers; those do exist. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
right. Burning Crusade servers are technically dead, and Lich King servers are also going to die soon, and they're going to cataclysm them all, which people are not happy with because everyone. I don't know why, because I loved Cataclysm, but everyone thinks Lich King is the best expansion ever made.
A lot of people do. Yeah.
And people
it's
don't
debatable.
want to be forced into Cataclysm. They want to just stay as Lich King. Which,
Yeah.
and I talked to Jesse about this. They really should just have like a few servers left over,
Couple, yeah.
and then push the other ones and give you an option of like, if you want to go ahead with Cataclysm, do it. If you don't, then we'll send you to one of the servers that's going to stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're going to nuke all of them, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in the next couple months. So
I believe it.
Even if you guys grinded every day for the next 5 weeks, I don't think you're gonna make it to end game Wrath stuff.
Which I'm
unfortunately.
actually
No,
not
level
that,
85,
which I'm not going to be mad about,
80?
honestly.
80.
Which is I'm not gonna be mad about, honestly. I've been liking Season Discovery a lot more, so
Yeah.
it's been fun. The next one is actually the anime of my choice. I know we talked a little bit about it, but Oshinoko or
Good
Star
choice.
Child
Good choice.
it's on High Dive if you even want to watch it. It is. I don't want to give it too much away, but the first episode got me hooked.
Right?
And that's and that and it's subverting its initial, like, if you look at it, it subverts that entirely. If it looks like an idol, it looks like an idol thing, but it really subverts the entire series in its entirety. I would suggest watching at least the first episode if you want to get hooked or not.
To be fair,
That's-
though, the first episode is like an hour long.
And rightfully so, because
Yeah.
it is the prologue for the entire series.
If I remember correctly, Erica and I were watching the first episode because I've heard about it from the manga because I know someone who reviewed it, and they said in the review they're like, it's got a great manga, it's got a huge twist. That's all I can say because if I give you any other information, it gives away the whole story. And so
I
me and Erica are watching the
cannot-
first episode, and about 50 minutes in, I look at her and I'm like, it's been more than 30 minutes, right? And she's like, yeah, what the fuck? How long is this shit? And because we started at like 11 p.m. and then I click over and it's like it still has like 40 minutes left, and I was like, oh shit, this is like an hour and a half long. Like this is like a long ass fucking episode. We just didn't know.
Movie!
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's a
And
movie.
rightfully
It's
so.
a fucking movie, dude. It's so good.
I will say, if you guys, well, this is more specifically than Jesse because Jesse hasn't watched it. I would probably watch the first episode of this one on High Dive, because it has a really good deep dive into idol culture, and that's all I can really say, without giving too
Idol
much away.
culture, as in
Japanese idol culture, like idols and
I
like,
would-
like music idols and
Yeah.
music
Yeah,
idols.
okay.
And
I would disagree
and
with
that's
that
all I can
and
say.
expand. It actually has a deep dive into all
Entertainment.
Well,
entertainment.
social culture, entertainment cultures in general, but
Yeah.
but like
idol
I said,
culture is big in Japan, so that
Yeah.
makes
It is,
Idol
but
culture
it
is a
does
big one.
dive into like TV, movies, manga, etc. So it goes.
yeah, it does
through
a lot
all
more
that.
than that, but
And
it's like
YouTube.
oh yeah, we
Ah.
can talk about that. We can
Can't
talk
even
about that.
imagine.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
the middle one is actually something that has happened this year, which was a return to Disney. Basically, I'm calling
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
I've been to Disney when I was like 9-10 years old, and I haven't been like since.
That happened this
and
year?
Yeah,
it happened this year.
I thought that was last
April,
year.
April, March, April,
April
something
of this year.
Ah.
April of this year. They were doing. I was invited to come because they were doing. Well, Jesse up there and Becky were doing the Disney run. Well,
Becky was doing the Disney run.
Becky was doing the Disney run, and they invited me over to.
I do the Disney fun.
Yeah, we did
They
the
do
Disney fun.
fun.
Yeah, we.
That's
did
the best
Disney
way to
run,
put
we
it.
did the
She
Disney
does
fun.
the Disney run, I do the Disney fun.
And honestly, coming back to Disney as an adult, I will say that it is very, very fun.
They cater heavily to adults now. 'cause
Yeah,
they know.
Yeah, they know now. So like, I basically went along for the ride. Like they gave me all the best rides and all that chat.
Yeah.
And it was a very fun time. I've like one of the merches I'm wearing right now is from the Animal Kingdom section, and I've had like a lot more stuff in the background here. Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that happened during Disney was like it's very fun. And I would love to go again at some point.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Sometime this coming year, early.
Yeah,
I think,
this coming
April
year.
we're going back to Disney actually for the run again. So
Yeah, I literally have like, and because of that also like the other reason why is because also we had like a whole delay thing with Othello, so we got like a voucher. I want to use that thing,
Mhm.
so it gives me a good excuse to go back to Disney again. So
You guys are going in April, you said?
I think so. Yeah.
That means you're making a good old stop down in Georgia. Come visit us.
If you can get the
Yeah.
plane to stop at your house on the way, yeah, sure.
Did you buy your tickets already?
No.
Then buy a ticket to Georgia and then buy a ticket to Florida. Come on, we'll make it that
maybe.
weekend. We'll make it the Zoid thing, and then you can go to Florida and have fun.
Well, yeah, but it can't be that weekend because that's going to be the Disney weekend.
You gotta do it the week before, the week after.
Unless you want to do it on like a Wednesday.
I'll take the days off. I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll
We'll
figure
figure
something
it.
out.
We'll
Figure
talk.
something
We'll
out.
talk.
Let's talk. Let's plan this shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will talk. Next one is a TikToker that I've been heavily invested in.
Oh, it's
okay.
a
Two friends of mine.
TikToker. I thought it was
TikToker.
the.
Yeah.
I thought
One
it
of the
was.
few that I follow.
I thought it was Doctor Who.
No.
the one
Although
where he's-
Right?
although Doctor Who was one of my runner-ups, and I'll talk about that later.
Is
This
this
is
the
actually
one that goes eggy?
yeah. This is V. Dylan Hollis.
V. Dylan Hollis. Yeah.
He
You're gonna have to
does
send
he
me
does
some
a lot
VODs.
of.
I've never seen it.
He's a baker.
He's a
but
baker.
It's really
He's-
funny.
No, he's a baker. He's
a
actually
baker.
not. He's actually not. He's
takes
just he's
Fun
a TikToker who
recipes.
bakes.
Yeah,
Basically.
he takes fun recipes that were made
From-
throughout the years, 70s,
Yeah.
60s,
Oh,
50s,
I've seen that
40s,
guy.
20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy. Never mind. Okay.
He has ruined my whole food vernacular because of his videos.
Blue juice.
Moo
Blue
juice,
juice. Yeah.
fruit powder, all
Yeah.
that jazz. And he
He's got his own
I've been-
cookbook now.
I have it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I
Oh,
have
you're
it.
gonna have to make us
Nice.
some stuff.
I'm gonna probably make some peanut butter bread at some point.
I'm assuming
because
it's all the
that's
good stuff. The peanut butter bread. I really want to try that. I remember seeing that video and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
I have
that
a
looks
friend
so
of
fucking
mine.
good.
Send us the
I
recipe.
have a friend of mine who has made it, and it basically like
It
fills
smells
the
like peanut
room.
butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it basically fills the room.
Send us the
And
recipe.
I need to make that at some point.
Take a pic.
I will.
He does all
one
the
of the-
recipes too, like
yeah.
like on his TikToks. He does
Yeah.
like a whole recipe beginning to end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
I'd
gets,
rather
like,
read it
breakdowns
from
on
the
his
book
stick.
than listen
That's
to him
true, yeah.
talk.
So next one is actually just a DIY in general. So I've been learning some new skills. One of them is
Nice,
crocheting,
nice.
which is a little so guy.
Yeah.
And then I've also done some wire wrapping. So during my Disney trip, I
Hmm.
actually did a Disney bound of Bruno from
Yep.
Encanto, and the little jewel that I made for it was wire wrapping. Was
Can you
one of the
explain
things I
wire
learned.
wrapping to us and the folks? at home?
So wire wrapping is basically you get a gem and you get some wires, something like this, and then you wrap around it to make a little necklace or earring or something like that.
Well, okay.
Really
Interesting.
interesting stuff. And I've made a wire wrapping of a sea glass thing for the necklace, just to recognize it as this ability. So I've been doing that, and I've been trying to learn more of my own crafting stuff, foam smithing, sewing, all that jazz. And I'm trying to incorporate more of that into it so that I have some more excuses to make some stuff. The red pattern in the bottom middle is actually something I've been trying to do, and I'm been getting kind of more diverse in my clothing lines. One of them is actually this green one I'm wearing right now is from the same maker who did the red one. And it's something that I'm trying to get more vibrant and more colorful with, and more basically I've been doing a lot more figuring out what I want to wear outside of t-shirts and jeans.
But what's wrong with t-shirts and jeans?
Ain't nothing wrong with t-shirts and jeans. I'm just
I
saying.
want
America.
I want some crazy patterns. I want some crazy patterns. I want crazy patterns. I want vibrant stuff.
Yeah, live it up. Be you
Yeah.
know, you gotta be yourself. You know?
It's and that's the other thing too, is the reason why I'm doing all this is for more been doing all the self-confidence stuff and all that. The last picture is actually something that has to do with this room that I'm in right now. I moved to a new house last year, and until very recently, this house hasn't been really home. And what got me feeling like it's home again, to me at least, is putting up all the artwork that I've held on for the last 5 years of con going. And I've been finally getting a time and the space to actually put up some of the artwork that I've been putting up. And I've been loving it so far. And I have ideas for this place. Getting it getting more artwork up, getting more stuff up here, just to make it more accessible and stuff like that. So I've been, like I said, the new crafts I'm also working on is woodworking. So I'm just trying to learn how to make French cleats and slats and stuff like that. So that's
Nice.
all that stuff is gonna progress this room to make it look more home.
Yeah, me and Erica need to work on our rooms. I mean, you can see back there, I got some some pictures finally posted up, but I got a lot of blank space, and you can see it, Erica's. She's got a lot of blank space.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
had
working on our
like
stuff
Like
too.
some good ones.
I
We
gotta
have
put
some good
fucking
stuff, but
shelves
like
up.
just generally, we need to like for me personally, all my retro games are just sitting in a fucking drawer. I want to put some shelves up. I want to get them on the walls. I want to mount the TV. I want to like get better lighting in here. Like this office, I even if I quit streaming tomorrow, I want this office to look like a cool like hangout space.
Yeah,
And
so
it needs a lot of work.
I've been trying to like figure out a way to make this multi-purpose, and one of the things I have on my list is behind me is a little cabinet, but next to me is my bed. Under that is unused space that I'm going to utilize and make a pull-out table. So I can have a craft table up here,
There you
and
go.
I'll have a craft table up downstairs in the garage. So I can do all my
Nice.
sewing stuff up here, and then all my fabrications downstairs. That's the idea at least, and I'm playing it out, like sketching out all that jazz. But yeah, that's my top 3x3s. I do have a couple runner-ups. One of them is actually the what was I talking about? Actually, Doctor Who. I'm getting back into it after the whole
I gotta get back into it.
the specials that came out recently got me
Yeah.
really hooked back
The
into
Tenet
and
ones, right?
Yeah, the Tenet ones. And then the new 15th Christmas special just came out a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah. Is
So
that
we
also
get to-
Tenet, or is it something the new
No,
guy?
it's the new guy.
Nice.
The new guy. The Sonic Screwdriver, I will say, is something to be desired. But other than that, I think I like his personality. I like his character. It's going to. I think it's going to be a fun year for the Doctor Who fans for the new one.
Yeah.
I hope so at least. I will say for the specials, it is very very good and it has some very good meanings and special and stuff like that. But I won't spoil more of it. But yeah, that's my top 9. Hopefully, I will get more diverse, I guess, by next year. But we'll see.
All right, before we go into goals for 2024, Jesse, I forgot to ask you, did you have any runner-ups for yours?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I really didn't have a ton, to be honest.
I remember you saying you were struggling to get to 9, so I figured you didn't. But after Ted mentioned it, I was like, I didn't ask Jesse if he had any runner-ups or anything that didn't make the list.
Yeah, it's tough because music-wise, I didn't branch out a ton. I did start getting into a couple of like newer, I guess, J-metal bands.
Oh.
One in particular, which I think I've sent you before. I'm not sure if I did or not. But they're pretty good. Hanabi.
I was hoping you would say baby metal.
No, I mean baby
basically-
metal's old news at this point.
It's
Baby
basically,
metal,
whoa. Let's not just count baby metal, all right? But
No, because they have the new girl, I think, this year,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
They
I
do.
will say you said music, and I forgot that I finally got into Unleash the Archers a little bit and Beast in Black,
Good.
which
They're
are two
good.
bands that Jesse's been like shoving down my throat for the last 3 years. And I've just been
I
like,
have.
I'll listen to them eventually.
Sure.
Well, I finally listened to them, and I was like, I literally found a YouTube video that was every single Beast in Black album like combined into one video.
Oh my god.
And I just
Wow.
put that shit on play while I was working because I do a mindless job where I just kind of do something.
Yeah.
So, like, I need like entertainment.
The background. Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I remember listening to it and I was like, I think I texted you at one point. I was like, damn, dude, I'm sorry I didn't get into these guys earlier because I really
I remember
should've.
that. They're
I really
so
should have.
good.
They're so fucking good. But no, I did
Yeah.
not put them on there because even though I listened to that same video 6 or 7 times, I listened to all the Ghost stuff like 30 times. So I figured Ghost had to be put on the list.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, but that's the thing. We're always kind of expanding. I think all of us in our music a little bit, which is nice. But yeah, I started listening to them a little bit. Hanabi, which is really good if you get a chance to listen to them. There's
you listen
another
to-
one whose name I'm having trouble trying to fucking remember.
Did you listen to, I think it's called Hormone something? I can't remember what the rest of their name is.
With just that? No, I have no idea what you're
What is
talking
it
about.
called? It's Hormone something. They were one of the Chainsaw Man closers. I can't remember what it was called.
Maximum the Hormone?
Yeah, that's the one.
I've never heard of these guys before. No.
Oh, they're gnarly.
Are they?
I wouldn't say they're
We'll check
good,
them out.
but they're gnarly as shit.
Yeah.
Their video like is so trippy. I love it for their.
I'll have to check them out. There was another one. I'm gonna see if I can look it up really quick. So there was one with an older older group of metal musicians. Trying to remember the name of. I like this. This is it. Ninganisu.
Never heard of it. I haven't gotten into J metal too much, but I
The
can't.
I just looked it up really quick, and the post that I saw on Reddit is titled "3 Japanese Grandpas Play the Baddest of Heavy Metal."
Jesus Christ.
'Cause, I mean, they're old. They're like in like their I want to say like their 50s,
Mhm.
50s and 60s.
Send
But
it to
like
the
they
Twitch
sound
channel chat.
fucking good, man.
Yeah, send the VOD to the
Um,
Twitch channel chat. I'll take a look at them later.
Yeah, I'll post them in there, and then there's another one that I'm trying to remember that I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but they were pretty good, so I'll post them in there when I find them again.
All right, well,
But,
with that, I will
yeah.
say I'm going to put mine back up, and I'm just going to say goals-wise for 2024, I'm going to be honest with you, I want to dial it back a little bit with anime, unless, of course, anime is, like, fucking off the charts again.
I was
But
about to
There's
say.
Dungeon. There's
I
Dungeon
really-
Meshi coming out.
I know there's a lot of good shit coming out, but I really want to dive into, believe it or not, I want to be in 2024. I want to finally finish a JRPG. That is my goal. I want to.
It's gonna take you all of 2024.
Good
It is,
luck.
but I'm not going to do it on stream because then it really will take me all of fucking 2024.
Yeah.
I
It'll
want to do
take
it
you
off
all
stream.
year.
I want to go back to Sea of Stars. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to play it because my Xbox has been locked in Erica's office for the last 3 weeks. But I want to play that. And then in terms of JRPGs, I really want to pick a good JRPG. I've got a bunch in mind, and I just want to sit down and just play the shit out of it. I've got Star Ocean, the second story R. I've got Atelier Riser, the whole series. I want to play that. I've got some Final Fantasy games in mind. Like, I just want to sit down and finally just be like, all right, it is time. It's been 33-ish years of my life. I want to fucking complete a goddamn JRPG finally. So
Yeah.
that's like my biggest goal of this year. Other than that, I really want to start a new hobby. I want to get back into painting, and I really want to take the next step into streaming. I'm going to be honest with you, like, even if we weren't talking on the stream right now, I would say, like, there's a lot of stuff I want to improve on this stream, and I think 2024 is going to be our year where we dive up. We didn't hit our 100 goal, our 100 follower goal.
Close.
We're
Close.
one off. We are at 99 at the recording of this
Anybody
video.
out there who's listening, just hit the follow button right now.
Yeah, we're at 99 right now
Right
at the
now.
recording of
Right
this.
now.
I'm going to put it on YouTube tomorrow. Maybe someone will watch it and be like, oh, let me go over there and be number 100. But
Right.
that's okay. Next year, I do want to try and hit 150 to 200, somewhere in that range. That's my goal for next year. And we're going to have a lot of banger-ass content because I got so many. I know you guys doubt me a little bit here, but I got so much content in my brain, bro. That's so much. The Pokemon...
I don't doubt you have that much. You have content in your brain.
The third
As long as
annual...
it doesn't involve Honkai Impact.
The third annual Pokemon Nuzlocke is going to either be amazing or terrible, and there's no in between.
Probably both.
Probably both.
It'll depend on who I can get on board with my idea, but it's either going to be God tier, like people are going to look at that content years from now and be like, damn, what a great idea, or they're going to be like, what a fucking idiot. Of course that shit wasn't going to work. So we're going to find out. But yeah, we got the build streams coming. We're going to do some painting streams, some other artsy stuff. I still want to do the roguelike roulette stuff and the relay race stuff.
Yeah.
There's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff. I'm
We'll
thinking
have
about
to
it, and I
talk.
can't even think of how we're gonna fit it all into 2024.
Yeah.
So
You
we'll
just
s-
have to write a list down and we'll figure it out.
Oh, I have a list.
Oh damn! We're not.
But yeah, that's kind of my goals for 2024. Is mostly to dial it back with the anime a little bit, because especially after looking at my 3x3, I was like, yeah, I listened to a lot of fucking anime songs and I watched a lot of anime and I revolved my whole year around it. I want to kind of dial it back. Yeah, I want to kind of dial it back. This isn't Weeb Crew. This is Nerd Crew. I want to dial it back and I want to get into some more video games and other stuff. I mean, movies wise, I think I only watched like 5 movies this year, if that. Like,
Oof.
I can't even think of them. I know I watched Treasure Planet. I watched the D&D movie, and
All right.
I can't even think of the other ones. But I know I've seen.
I'll
at
give
least...
you guys some recommendations this year.
Oh, some Marvel stuff. Whatever Marvel shit came out this year, I watched.
Marvel.
And that's it. Like, I haven't seen any movies, and I really want to get back into doing some movie nights and stuff too. Like, it's just we got to get back into it. Like, I really want to watch the new Ghibli film. I know that's anime, but whatever. It's good.
I don't think it counts.
It's
The same, not the same way.
It's
No, I don't think it counts
literally
the same
fucking anime,
way.
dude.
I don't think it counts the same way because it is a movie. It's an
I was gonna say
independently.
Studio Ghibli is its own thing.
It's its own
Oh,
thing.
we-
It's anime in the animation style, but not in the storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to watch The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, that's what I want to watch, dude. But yeah, that's kind of my goals. I think second up was Erica, right?
Yep.
Do you have any goals for 2024?
I know a lot of, like I said, a couple things are coming out that I do want to see. One of them is, of course, the thing that's coming out into a K-drama, Marry My Husband. Can't wait to see that.
What else do you marry?
I have to explain the story.
I know.
We could be all day.
Don't make me
I was
mute you.
don't make me don't make
I'm
me go
just
through the
fucking
plot
with
right
you.
now. But I definitely want to stream some more.
Yeah, you got
I
into it in the
wanna-
tail end, so I hope you have some ideas for
I do. I have a
2024.
couple of ideas I want to do. You know, doing things like Tunic and whatnot has given me some ideas of things I would like to do or try at least.
Uh-oh, she's got the Dark Souls bug.
Oh
No,
boy,
God, no,
the glutton for punishment.
Oh
no,
no.
no. More like going in the opposite direction, but sure.
I need cozy games after Tunic.
Definitely want to read some more. I feel like I'm missing out on some books.
You read too
that
much.
have-
Stop it.
She reads
Sorry.
manga. She's talking about books, though.
Oh, she's talking about
She reads a
books.
lot of books.
Books, I
She reads
do.
a lot of books.
I mean, comparatively, I mean, you know, I feel like every time I ask you what you're doing, like on your phone, it's almost always reading a fucking manhwa or a manga. So I'm assuming for every
What's a
400,
manhwa?
it's a Korean manga.
Oh.
So I'm assuming for every like 400, like, you know, manga / manhwa, you're reading like one actual book.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
He's
assuming.
on point with that
Yeah,
one.
I'm assuming
Well,
she
I
wants
did-
to like get the balance back in order at this point.
Yeah,
Fair.
most like
I
fair.
I did get some books when I was in Georgia. I was like, oh yeah, I need to remember reading those.
Yeah, I want to go out and do more stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we see there's a lot of things we can do. I still have that gift certificate thing to do, like the indoor skydiving.
Ooh, yeah.
Indoor
A bunch of stuff around
Yeah.
here that's been opening up to do that seems like a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So I really want to branch out. You know, recently we've made met a great couple that we've become more friends with, and I'd love to go hang out with them some more since they live closer by, and hang out with them and get to know them more, things like that. You know, kind of branching out on some things I used to do that I haven't done in a while. So that's mostly my goals for this year, as well as, you know, wedding planning. This is gonna be a lot of my
Yeah,
time
yeah.
on wedding planning.
Then there's that. You get most of your time.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, what about you? What do you got your goals for 2024?
I mean, I think we all know the big one is going to be career related
Mhm.
in some fashion. That's definitely the number one work on process right now, or project right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got, I'm not going to go too deep into it. It's a bit more on the personal side for a stream, I think, but
Mhm.
I'm thinking of moving in some different directions from where I've been,
Okay.
just because the career, the field that I've been in, I'm gonna be real. I'm starting to I can't stand it a bit, you know.
Bro,
It's
preach.
Like-
Preach.
well, it's one of those things like the kind of engineering that I do is always understaffed and overworked.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get
And,
the double
like,
for you. Yeah,
I'm
there
just
you go.
I'm so over it. I'm so over going to these companies and like being told like, oh, I'm gonna do this one thing, and that's what you're gonna be doing, and then like I get there and like I'm doing a totally different thing.
Mhm.
And like it's just like the last job put a sour taste in my mouth for the whole bit, because I'm like 90% sure, and I talked about this a couple times, probably with a couple of you maybe, but like they 100% put me on as a contract worker
Mm-hmm.
without telling me,
Oh.
you know, because I got hired a month before a big, really shitty project showed up on their floor, and I got let go a month before that project was done. Like, done as in, like, shipped to the customer, done. Like, the hard part was over. Now it was customer comes in, looks at the machine, make sure it's blah blah blah. Anyway, so like I'm good with that. I'm ready to go in a different direction. Outside of that, I definitely am gonna dive further into my my making hobbies.
Nice.
The laser cutting is definitely on the forefront there. I think I can see a lot of stuff that I want to do with it. And I would love to, and I talked to Becky about this, I would love to start going back to running a convention booth again.
Oh.
Okay.
I think now that conventions are kind of hitting full steam again, it was a lot of fun doing it for the weekend, and like it felt satisfying, a little bit. So I think it'd be fun to just go in there, and it gets me into doing stuff. Like I want to make these things, and like if I can make them and give them to people, that's even better. So that's definitely something on the list for sure. From that side of stuff, from like the kind of job making bit, I would like to get into like some more of my other hobbies. Like, I started getting into the painting very briefly. I haven't done much more painting after that, sadly.
We'll get you.
But like I have like the whole kit for like the mini painting. I got like 25 fucking paints and like all that stuff and a bunch of minis to paint already.
Yeah, we'll get you in there. We'll do a dual stream. I
Yeah.
can show you some techniques. You can get better than me at it, like Erica did, and then and then we can move on from there.
Yeah, I would love to get into that, and then like I think some of the streams that I would like to start running because I've had these ideas for a long time, and I'm okay at it, so I'd like to get better. Is the kind of casual game design, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
Last year I very briefly got to hop into a game jam. I don't know if I brought that up ever.
You did, yeah.
I wasn't able to really go out and do anything with it because of like, work and stuff like that. But I was able to help them like theory craft ideas for a new game and stuff like that, and like work with some of the developers for like that like weekend getting a game done. The game didn't come anywhere near completion, but it was a neat concept that we had, and I would love to continue running with stuff like that. I've had some really great ideas. Slay the Spire has encouraged me a lot in a bad direction.
I remember we talked about it, and we found out there was one in Atlanta.
Yeah, they're all over the place. The game jams, like these game jam. So it's like a weekend where like you just make a game in that weekend. Sometimes they're competitions where you can win money, but a lot of times it's just like your competition is like at the end everybody shows off their game, and if you didn't finish it, well, cool, you still got something, right?
Yeah.
It's about encouraging each other to kind of do that kind of stuff, which I really like the idea of, and I'd like to do some of that on stream. The coding side is not super entertaining, but like some of it is enjoyable to watch on stream.
Yeah.
It is considered a creative outlet, and I do have some fun ideas for like some card games that I've been talking about wanting to make for a long time, and I think going digital is the easiest route right now for card games. So
Yeah.
100%. That's more or less what I think I have planned for this year.
Okay. And then finally we got Tang. Any goals for 2024?
Well, I mentioned one of them is actually get cosplay project off the ground. And then I know I want to do a lot more on that side of it, and actually do maybe some content creation on my side of things, like show small like TikToks. I say that with disgruntles. With like some short form contents of my stuff. Like it'd be interesting to do. Then I had trying to see if I can move a little bit more forward with my like career stuff, hopefully. And then like hopefully by the time like either next year or get the ball rolling for like getting a place of my own, hopefully.
Nice,
We'll
nice.
see.
That's a good goal to have for sure.
That's a really good goal, yeah.
Yeah, just a small place of my own. Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be grand. Just enough for me to get by and make stuff. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right. And with that, I'll say that is our 3x3s for 2023. We'll see. Maybe we'll do this next year. We might do something else. We'll see. May even do more than this. But I just want
4x4s?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, the whole theme is 3x3, of course.
I'm kidding.
That's the shtick. But we'll see what we come up with 2024 for content ideas and stuff like that. Honestly, like I've said before, I have so many ideas. I just don't have the time for them. Honestly, we're gonna hopefully pump out a lot of good stuff this year. If you're watching this, go ahead and follow us on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram or here on Twitch. We're trying to hit 100 follows, so if you happen to see this on December 31st of 2023, run on over. Let us hit our goal of 100 follows. We only need one more person to come over. Don't make us make a fake account to make it work.
We are not beyond that.
Are we not now?
But yeah, we're gonna have a good 2024. I can feel it. I think we got a lot of good ideas running in our heads. We got the motivation to get this stuff out there, and I definitely want to do more group stuff. Like I loved the Pokemon stuff. I loved the World of Warcraft stuff. I will say, as a small announcement, we have kind of decided that we're gonna cancel the WoW hardcore stream. We're having a lot of fun with Season of Discovery, and that's kind of taking precedent.
Hardcore sucks.
We're not going to stream it.
As mentioned like 4 times already.
Yeah, we're not going to stream it, but we are playing Season Discovery, and I don't want to hold these guys back. The whole premise of the hardcore mode was to just teach beginners how to play, and I don't really consider Erica or Tang beginners anymore. They're already kind of like gone through enough of the game where they get it, and I think the only way we would die would be either like a bullshit boss in a dungeon or just like a random like someone gets
random
sniped by some
encounter.
nonsense. Yeah.
Nonsense, yeah.
And so I don't want the hardcore stream to last like another year or two. I thought that was gonna be like a 6 to 7 week thing. And I mean, even with the Nuzlocke, like if we had done the original way we wanted to do the Nuzlocke, that would have been done a whole month earlier, but unfortunately we had to do it the way we did it, and it took fucking forever, and I had to rush the ending, and we paid the price for it. So next year we will have a 3rd annual Nuzlocke. We will have other content, other group stuff, creative stuff, solo stuff, and we'll see where that brings us. But hope everyone has a great new year, and we'll see you maybe next week. I don't know. We might take a week or two off. I know some of us are going to be on vacations and stuff, so we might just take that opportunity to just take some time off, but we will be back in January. So everyone out there, have a good night, and we'll see you next year, nerds.
Goodbye.